I'm supposed to be live. I'm supposed to be live. Hey, everybody, I'm supposed to be live. Get up, be live. I look really weird. Okay, anyway, hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. My studio's not done yet, as you can probably tell. Because I poked myself in the eye and I got hair in my mouth. Anyway, good morning. This is my messy room, well, studio. And it's fine. Fuck. What's fuck me? I don't know. Anyway, good morning. How are we today? So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be putting, it's a fan on me. It's hot here in Los Angeles. I'm going to be, the eye. Oh yeah. And, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. I'm going to be putting stuff on the walls. And just creating a better space. Like right now, it's just like literally below the eye line, there is like piles of clothes. Good morning, Badger. How are you? Welcome. So yeah, that is. But good morning, and I'm really happy. It's really. This is gonna sound stupid, but I didn't really have a like a place to just like sit down and stream from, and this actually makes it a whole lot easier. So turn it a little bit there. Anyway, good morning. Hi, BK. Santifa. Hola, Santifa. I miss you so much. BK, I miss you. I miss you. Are you on Twitter still, Santifa? Are you? I have to paint a room. Still unsure about the color. Ooh, Marie, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? I gotta see if fucking Meadows is doing this thing. I'll do it. Here we go. I have. Look at. Oh shit! No. Okay. Thanks. But I miss you. I need you. Just kidding. It's fine. Still no baby? 1 week late. I've got kids running all over the place. I just told them they had to move their squirt gun bottle outside. No squirt guns in the house. Jim, that's amazing. I love it. Marie, what are you thinking for colors? You made a Mastodon, but I don't really bother with it. I know I'm not using my Mastodon right now, but I will. That will be where I go after Twitter shits the bed completely. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang out over on Mastodon, which is pretty cute. I have not smoked yet this morning, so excuse me while I load some Pineapple Express. What is it? 91.5, a little weak, but that's okay. I'm just kidding. All right. So let's do this. Oops. Oh, I need that other thing. Hold on. Oh no. Where did I put it? Oh my. Becky. Did you see how big her butt was? Where is the little... Oh. So they have this little adapter that you put on your weed. Oh, there it is. So it goes in the little cartridge. And then you do... Okay, if you jump up there, you're going to fucking ruin everything. Hi, Gab. Morning. Hurricane Adalia. Okay, listen, we should watch that. Ooh, lemon haze. Yeah, let's get high. Lemon haze. Light green. Oh, I love green. I really do. Oh, I have an eyelash. Make a wish. I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, weed first, then meadows. Let's see if we can find meadows. I don't think, I mean, I guess they're not going to show it, are they? I could not find where they would show it. Let me see if there's anything live. See how well prepared I am? Shitballs. Okay. All right, hold on. Live. Oh, that's me. I'm like, oh wow, Mark Meadows. No. Nope, that's gross. Those are gross people. Oh boy. Okay. I also wanted to watch the Whitmer kidnap trial, but I didn't catch up on the first 2 days yet. Okay, there's nothing. That's hurricane. Well, actually, I wouldn't mind watching some of the hurricane preparation while we figure out what's happening with Bitch Kitty. Let me see here. Let me see. Kyle Chaney is live tweeting something. Oh, okay. They're gonna make her induce. They're gonna induce tonight, so hopefully by tomorrow. Oh my God, Jim, I'm just hoping that everything's good. You've got AK-47, Barry White, and Gelato. What? Well, we're just gonna use our Pineapple Express. Mike's weather page is live now. What's that? Oh, wow. Okay. Let me stop the music. There we go. Yeah. And then this, and then that, and then this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Cats. Our car.
Meeting up some officials. I know a lot of our supporters are going to be in town. Furman's going to be bringing their team in. Tammy's on her way down from Iowa. OSR Lodging Solutions will be setting up. I know Frank will be getting going. Done Right Roofing, locally here. They're going to be out there and about getting folks tarped up after the hurricane. You know, we get 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts here along the Florida West Coast. There's going to be people needing roofs, so that's why we have a great partner with Done Right here on the Florida West Coast. Of course, you know, we did a lot with Decks and Docks. I think we got a lot. We're going to do a video with them coming up soon. But Seawalls, wow, they're one of the leaders with seawall technology. So hopefully all seawalls here locally hold up. I know my favorite place, Whiskey Joe's, just put new seawalls up, and they got them from Decks and Docks, the new corrugated like technology, not so much cement. So we have a lot of coastal areas. You know, they're going to get a pounding from these waves and passing by a hurricane. You know, we saw that over there with Daytona, the winds, the constant battering of the coast. And, you know, and again, it doesn't matter if it's a direct landfall. You know, you're going to have bad effects regardless. So tomorrow night,
wow.
The most, you know.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
The serious winds are still going to be overnight.
No problem.
You know, this is overnight, tomorrow night.
We'll move on to Mark Meadows after this, or figure out. Doing things will be back and forth running.
It's
in
hard to tell the
background
angle of the storm, but
all morning. Good morning.
this is when we'll start seeing the effects along the coast. So, fortunately,
We'll
it's been
try and
all
wait. We need to
timing
make that
overnight,
happen. Hold
Tuesday
on.
into Wednesday morning for the effects to start really going downhill. This is a wind map. So coastal areas tomorrow night, man, I know boaters, hopefully, prepping sailboats, boats. I mean, we've had storms over here on our coast where we have had a lot of boats break free, break loose. I mean, so I know all the boaters out there
Morning,
having to prepare
Christine.
right now.
It's going to be a couple of years. Mark Meadows news coming still. Yeah, I know. I figure we won't miss anything. I don't think they're showing it. They're not showing anything. I can't see a live shot from the courthouse or anything. So,
but at this point, you got to trust your local governments.
Never
Trust the
seen
National
him this
Hurricane Center.
worried.
Trust these updates. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry at this point. Every update's a little bit more confidence, and that's great. Tracks are going to get a little bit more fine-tuned. You just got to remember, if you're in that cone, man, us especially here in Tampa, 3 different times it was coming at us and it turned. So
wow.
I guess my only
Tampa
worry would
area.
be that happening again to our west, turning and catching a lot of people off guard.
Thanks, Nancy.
All right, so that's about it. Shelly's bringing in her plants today. Dennis has been texting me. Let's hope.
Bring in your plants.
He just sent me that.
Okay,
Holy
let me
cow.
see what else we've got here.
Me and Dennis text a lot. So I'm texting him back right now. I don't want to be too rude. That's my little bump west. So, my thinking is we're going to see a little track change, bump to the west a little bit, just a little bit, and probably see a ton of hurricane warnings pop up. Everybody's phones are going to be going off at the same time. We're going to have hurricane warnings up along a huge part of the Florida West Coast up into the Big Bend area. So everybody's phones are going to be ringing. And we'll see watches likely put up along Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. We'll probably start hearing a lot more evacuation orders.
Yes, it's a grandbaby.
That kind of stuff.
I have to watch his 2.5-year older brother.
I'm good. I don't need to rest. I just
there's a day school there. It cracks me up. He has a Baltimore.
Go.
That's a tough accent to do. So
Bahamas, Heidi wants to know. No.
Just please heed warnings and evacuation. Not much time to.
Randy, West Side, you're still close enough that I would be worried a little bit because this thing keeps going north. It might not turn, as much. Stronger systems kind of do what they want. They don't really make hard right turns or hard, they kind of do things gradually. If you remember when we were tracking all these other storms, we started seeing the turn down here, so a lot of it's going to depend what happens today. I was starting to draw a chart and I didn't, but basically Ian and Charlie were somewhere around here.
Then I wouldn't listen to him, Christine.
So I was trying to compare,
How about we stop listening to the people that we think are idiots?
It did stay a little north of Tampa. But people ask me all the time, why did Tampa escape those storms? Well,
how about that? How about I think everybody's
that's almost
ridiculous.
due north. So they both bend.
Oh my God. People talking about what I said or what I did or what
20-mile bend.
Or what I did. And I'm like, who are you talking about me?
Went from
I don't have
here
anything
to
to do with you.
It does not take much in like a degree.
I mean, come on. Hurricane Michael had sustained winds of 220 miles.
So I guess my big advice to anybody is that don't focus on that center line. Don't focus on landfall where who's going to get the worst of it. It's a big system.
It's a big system.
We're going to have effects well past center.
Hi.
Coastal effects.
Hi there. Hi. Bye.
Do not care. As a matter of fact, let me show you the radar from Brian McNoldy's site here.
If you're on the dirty side of this thing, please stay on top of the NH.
Back in 2020. Here was Ada. This was a tropical storm, Ada. This is what flooded all the homes in Pinellas County. There it was. That's how close Ada got. And it made landfall kind of in the same spot. It was a weak tropical storm. Officially, it was a tropical storm. But as it passed, you know, this is the spiraling of the winds. It was pushed
days.
The water into the bay towards Pinellas coastline. So it's an example of a non-direct hit of a tropical storm that created a lot of problems, a lot of surge, record surge in Tampa Bay. That's why I'm a little more trying to explain the surge. And then when the NAC came out with their updated surge map, it at least solidified a little bit that there's a chance. So, all right. So listen, we'll be doing something live tonight. We'll be live tomorrow, but things now are becoming more and more confident. You know, this is weird. This is like, I don't know what more I can say other than facts at this point. Speculation is almost gone. Let's compare Ian real quick. What happened with Ian? Let's just use this map as the only one that popped up. A couple days before Ian, there was a lot of spaghetti models going up to the Panhandle when the majority of the European ensembles were doing that. So that was not confident. This made sense, but there was a lot of confusion because the cone was wide. There were spaghetti models that were west. At this point, we got a lot of consistency in models. Not only is the Euro, the GFS, they're all pretty much consistent with this idea of a landfall north of Tampa Bay. So I can't see anything really.
Oh, see.
Except some ensembles showing a possible curve. So today's important. We'll see. If ensembles bounce back and forth, then we're going to keep that option open. But for now, that's pretty locked in.
Let me give the link to his page.
You know,
so
a lot of the modeling is suggesting a little curve down here. Before it does, I didn't mean to draw that. I was trying to draw this. They're showing a little curve before that turn. So, you know, if it doesn't do that little curve, if it goes straight north, then we're going to see it turn a little more
his
east.
Link,
so
go ahead and
down
hit his
here
link.
What it does. You know, these initial
so you
tracks.
Can follow his
next
channel. If you
hours,
don't follow Mike's weather page, I'm going to start following it. Gal recommended
you're going to want to see it stay on these plot points. And if it sways a little bit off these plot points, then it starts riding, you know, the outer edge of the suite. Black is the mean though, and look, there's models. So I think I would bet
I did watch
we're going to see a nudge.
I watched that gal. He was kind of a normal human.
Little bit to the west. We see that. We see
within reason.
A little east, a little west, a little east, a little west, a little east, a little west. We've seen east, east, east. Maybe we go back to west. That's always happens. Effects are the same though. Cool. All right. Well, listen, a lot of new folks following. We really appreciate it. Hope it made sense.
Tropical tidbits.
I got all the resources on the website. You know, that's been the start. 2004, I started this whole journey. And today, almost 20 years later, it's the same. Just having a place to go for information. And hopefully everybody has it available to them at their fingertips. And there you go. All right. So I got to get prepped for this next National Hurricane Center update. I'm telling you, we're going to have a slew of hurricane warnings coming
Mike is
out.
more layman
and
terms.
things are
Cowan
gonna
is
go
more
into
nerdy weather
overdrive.
guy.
People are going to
Okay,
be going a little
cool.
bonkers here. I'm really anxious on when they're going to start doing evacuations in Pinellas County. I guess Pasco just announced Zone A. So know your
What are you
zone.
doing? Cats.
Remember, almost 90% of all hurricane deaths are water related.
Oh, really?
So the advice they're giving everybody is if you're in an evacuation zone near the water, you go tens of
Do
miles.
not do it.
I love this statement.
Sam,
you go tens of miles away,
don't
not hundreds of miles away.
do it.
The whole idea is to get away from that water. And the wind, if you're worried about, dying, I hate saying that word, but stay away from water. Water is almost 88%. I think the latest stat, and that includes freshwater inland flooding along with surge.
Flooding.
So flooding inland is just as bad as flooding coastal. Holy cow, Shelly, we get some weird chat box things going on here. What?
Okay, let's see what else is happening here.
Don't drive in flooded roads. Yeah, learn from me. Do not drive fast on flooded roads because water ends up into your air intake.
Okay.
UK model, somebody asked, hey, thanks for asking that. Let's take a look. It's been trending kind of the same as everybody else as far as north of Tampa Bay. Let's take a look at the latest UK.
Yeah, okay.
The European model here. I like this one here. 00Z.
The music is really catchy.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see here. What's like here?
So there's really no model showing anything make a direct landfall south of Tampa Bay. I mean, we got pretty good confidence. I mean, again, it was like 4 days ago we were talking, there to there. It's tightening up. Effects are the same, though. It's still going to get a lot of nasty weather off to the east side. We can look at the some high resolution radar maps here, which hopefully are coming into play a little bit more here.
Maybe we'll catch up on.
Let's take a look at radar, and this gives you an idea why the keys. All right, so here's tonight.
Here's tonight. I'm between the river and the ocean in evacuation zone A.
So we got storms
Christine. See you later.
Already expected in the lower parts of Florida tonight from our feeder bands wrapping around incoming. And these can be strong. These feed off of the Gulf Stream. These feed off of these warm waters. So these are what you worry about initially. And this is where we get a lot of tornado warnings on a storm in the formation stage. Even though the eye is still going to be way the heck down here by Cuba, we're already going to start seeing squalls out on the water, feeder bands. This is 18Z. This is like 6 hours from now.
You're thinking about selling your place in Florida.
This is like Monday afternoon.
Insurance went way up. And then you have all the MAGA. Why ban Harry Potter?
Well, tomorrow morning, daytime meeting
Harry
kicks
Potter
in and we start to see it again. So there you go.
But other than that,
this is, God, I knew I was going to do that.
Well,
it's so hard to navigate around these.
Harry, I don't know what his thoughts are.
Timestamps
on those issues.
All right. So it's like a dang puzzle. All right. So here's tomorrow. Just showing you. I mean, we're going to be seeing incoming storms all day long around this thing, and we could have actually some over Louisiana.
Be safe,
I mean,
but buy a lot of popcorn and maybe
you're going to be feeling the effects. Believe it or not, in the Panhandle. I mean, I wish I could put this in animation.
I wish I could show you the cats because they're playing on the bed, but
but this is tomorrow, and then obviously, wherever this thing decides to make landfall, this would be overnight. This is almost Wednesday morning. But this is the second part of the story. All this out here will start to follow in. And even though this system will be causing havoc on the Carolinas, this is Wednesday, we're going to see continuing bands of storms rolling in behind out of the Gulf. So the flow is going to switch. And as this system, look at this is the area you got to worry about. Look at these big old, incoming feeder lines. I mean, look, we can still see an eye wall right off of Carolina coast, but these feeder bands are going to be what we need to watch when things shift over to the other coast. This is hour 66. Here's 69. Look at that. This is Wednesday night. Lines down in Florida. Lines coming in hot and heavy off the Atlantic towards the Carolina coast. And this is going to extend all the way towards Thursday morning. This is Thursday morning. By Thursday night, definitely by Friday, it's long gone. This is tomorrow afternoon, or this is Wednesday afternoon, excuse me. So it'll be stormy 2 days regardless across the peninsula. But this is Wednesday morning. So if we have Wednesday a.m. landfall, Tuesday is going to be rough leading into the nighttime hours. So, all right. So, all right. Hello, everybody. Cool. So, National Hurricane Center is a good one to follow. They do a lot of updates on social. Of course, my buddy Dennis Phillips is doing live stuff all the time. Florida, Kevin Guthrie's office, Florida Division of Emergency Management is doing updates all the time. So please pay attention to that. It's so strong right now. Somebody says they've announced 983. Are you kidding me? Is that true? If it's 983 already, that would be unbelievable because that would be bad. That's Franklin. Jeez, that's a category. That's massive. Yeah, well, they haven't fixed it yet or fixated it. Yeah. So, well, I see, man. I mean, if it's 983 already, I mean, we're seeing rapid intensification happening, which is not good. Remember what happened with Ian? This thing develops an eye. Eye cycles don't last forever. And what happened with Ian was it went through an eye wall replacement right before land. That expanded the eye. And when you get an expanded eye, you get a lot more effects away from the center. And that's kind of what happened. We had a lot more effects, mainly on the east side with surge. But, hurricane timing of intensification, you don't want an intensifying hurricane by landfall ever. That's a lot worse than a storm that's starting to ingest dry air. And none of the models are really showing any signs that it's going to be, other than the latest 18 or 6Z Euro showed a little bit of weakening, 958 to 962. Don't know if that's this interaction with the coastline, cool air, who knows, or cool shelf waters, but yeah. Cool. All right. Well, stay tuned. Shelly, thanks for all your work. We will be live tonight, hopefully with Kevin Guthrie. We'll talk about the effects of Florida and what Florida's doing to get ready for this thing. And be live tomorrow. Then I'm off storm chasing. So follow me on all my socials so you can come along for the ride. All right. See you all later. Bye-bye.
You guys, I didn't realize. So sorry. Hello, everyone. How are you? Hard to type it, but it was traumatic, and I told the wet, muddy grass. Oh, gal, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's incredibly frightening. Okay, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad he's okay. I'm so sorry you went through that. Oh, luckily we cut his collar off just in time. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Because what if it had been something else, gal? What if, thank God. All right. I'm going to play this because it's not talking about the Jacksonville shooting, although my heart is broken over that shooting and all of the nonsense and fucking racism and hate that the right extremists have created. So
there is some legal news today. A judge is expected to set a trial date in the federal election interference case against former President Donald Trump. At 10 o'clock Eastern time this morning, lawyers for both Trump and the Justice Department are scheduled to appear before District Court Judge Tanya Chutkan for a status hearing.
You did say
the team for special counsel Jack Smith has proposed the trial begin in early January of this coming year. In response, Trump's lawyers requested the trial not begin until April of 2026. The former president has pleaded not guilty to 4 charges related to his alleged efforts to stay in power following his 2020 election loss to Joe Biden. Meanwhile, regarding the charges against Trump and 18 co-defendants in Georgia for election interference, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows is pushing to move his case from Fulton County to a federal court. There are at least 4 witnesses subpoenaed to testify at today's hearing on that matter, including Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Meadows was on the now infamous call where Donald Trump asked to find the necessary votes to win the state.
I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
Fellas, give me a break.
Look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. There's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
January 2nd, 2021. Meadows plans to argue he was acting.
They are best friends, so watching their confusion as to why they were hurting each other was heartbreaking. I can imagine.
In federal court. Also today, the court will be considering a push by several of the defendants.
My poor Maggie, the Dalmatian, was so confused by her best buddy was biting her because she was stuck.
Ken Delaney. And Ken, good morning. Let's go back to the federal matter first in Washington with Judge Chutkan announcing, we think, at about 10 o'clock this morning after that hearing, a trial date for the Jack Smith special counsel prosecution of Donald Trump for an attempt to overturn the 2020 election. What are you hearing about that gulf between the proposed dates, one early January 2024, the other from the Trump team, April of 2026? Where might it fall in there?
I don't know.
Good morning, Willie. Well, both proposals are probably unrealistic, but the Trump's team proposal is sort of in left field, is not even what remotely realistic. So most legal observers believe that Judge Tanya Chutkan is going to set a trial date sometime next year before the November
start on January 6th.
2024 election. It's not likely to be in January of next year. It could be around this time or in the summer at some point. And whatever date she sets may not hold, but it'll give us an idea of her thinking about how quickly this case can get to trial. I'll be covering this hearing outside of that federal courthouse today. It's actually, as pretrial positioning goes, this is probably one of the most important pretrial hearings in this case because of the profound effects on the election.
Poisoning?
And it's really our first chance to hear from Judge Chutkan on a really important matter.
So Ken, can you just spell out then what this could mean in terms of the timing and the run up to the election, and what we might learn by the end of today?
Well, okay, we're going to learn, exactly how Judge Chutkan views this case in terms of its complexity and whether she buys at all the defense arguments that, because they're receiving 11.5 million documents remember that they said it equivalent to reading War and Peace 8 times a day from now until the beginning of the trial. Whether that means that they need a year or more to prepare for this trial. The prosecution, the special counsel has said that's ridiculous. Yes, it's a lot of documents, but we're in a computer age. You can use keyword searches. We're going to help you tell you what the key documents are. Besides which, a lot of this evidence is very familiar. It was developed and made public by the January 6th committee. So we're going to see what Judge Chutkan thinks of these arguments and whether she sets a trial date before the summer, before the November election. It's really going to set the tone for where this thing goes from here.
So going down to Fulton County, Georgia, Ken, Mark Meadows has said, I want this in federal court. I don't want to be tried by Fani Willis. I don't want to be prosecuted by Fani Willis.
Breaking news. Well, 8 minutes ago. Let's see. God dang it. I fucking hate. CNN is the fucking worst. Okay, so, wait, where is it? Oh no, it went away. Shit. Well, there was something about the September 6th for an arraignment date, I think. I need to find it. I'll find it. Hey, how are you? I'll find it.
So what is your sense of his chances of that? Most people say that's probably a long shot. Do you think there's a shot he gets it moved out of there?
I think there's a better chance than, say, Donald Trump had when he tried to do the same thing in the New York case. But just to be clear, I've been told actually that the Georgia prosecutors, the DA, could continue to prosecute this case in federal court. They may have to bring in prosecutors who have federal experience. They may have to file some paperwork to appear in federal court. But nothing would change about this case if he wins, except that it would be heard by a federal judge. It would still be the state charges. It's a weird 1789 law designed to protect federal officials who are acting under the color of their authority in office. Of course, the biggest argument against Meadows in this situation is, you heard the tape there, the recording. Donald Trump was not acting as president in that moment. He was talking about the election. He was asking the Secretary of State of Georgia to find votes. So if Meadows was sitting in that meeting or involved in that meeting or other activities like that, and he claims he was acting as a federal official, the DA is going to say, well, sir, then weren't you violating the Hatch Act, which prohibits federal government officials from engaging in politics?
I'm watching and chilling and still sick and have to prepare for Storm Idalia. Oh, Adriana, I'm so sorry. We just watched, oh, shoot, sorry. I like their music. Anyway, I love their music. Sorry, I do. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is watch, and I hate George Conway so much, but he might know something. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. So anyway, let me see. Let me share him, and then we'll do that. Okay.
We're just hours away from what could be a pivotal moment in the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump. A federal judge will hear arguments from co-defendant Mark Meadows as he pushes to get his state charges moved to federal court and even possibly dismissed. District Attorney Fani Willis, Fulton County, will provide evidence of legal arguments detailing her sprawling anti-racketeering case against Trump, Meadows, and 17 other Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, who is pressured by Trump to find him more votes, has been subpoenaed to testify. And tomorrow we'll likely learn, we think, the trial date for the federal election interference case against Trump.
Special tomorrow? No, it's September.
Wants it to start in January. Trump is pushing for
no, it's not. The Georgia one. Something's happening in Georgia on September 6th.
George Conway. George, great to see you as always. Let me ask you, this could be, it is kind of strange to think that Fani Willis is going to be going into federal court to lay this all out to prevent the White House Chief of Staff, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, from having his case moved over to federal
that's
court.
Why it's a federal hearing. That's why we don't see it. Okay, sorry.
We're going to get a little preview of the evidence that she has. It's a little bit of a mini trial. The issue isn't, whether he did bad things or whether Trump did bad things. The issue is whether or not what Meadows was doing was basically under color of his federal office, and that's the language in the statute, under color.
What does that mean? Yeah.
What it means
Hey,
is,
Curtis, how
were
are you?
arguably
Welcome.
working on behalf of the United
Fucking
States of
Curtis.
America? And the answer is clearly he was
The
not.
Australian
I mean,
Broadcasting Company
been
deep
saying
dives
that
into
I
Trump
was
and other
exercising my
topics.
First
They
Amendment
have,
rights.
they
Well, if
do
you're
actually.
exercising your First Amendment rights, you're
Felix
engaging in
Sater?
political speech, which is violative of the Hatch
My
Act.
baby
And
daddy, Felix
that's not
Sater,
what-
is my.
you work for us.
daddy.
You weren't working for.
That's
You're
a
not supposed to be working for the Trump
Good,
campaign when
good.
you are chief of staff. White. So the answer is he went down there in his own private capacity, either that or he was violating the Hatch Act. And he went down there in his private capacity. He was engaging in political activity in support of the Trump campaign. And there's no way that should be held to be under color of federal law.
It's got to be one or the other.
It's got to be one or the other.
Yeah. And Fonnie Willis, I mean, I kind of wonder what the strategy is going to be for the Fulton County District Attorney, because she also has a trial to prepare for. And she can't necessarily be laying all of her cards on the table. She has to be.
She doesn't have to.
Yeah.
All she has to show is she'll put Raffensperger on, and my guess is going to be
In Riggleman's
gonna- you know,
book, he talks
Raffensperger will
about the
go
Meadows
through
text.
what happened.
I am
and the
not-
sequence of what happened, because what happened
I-
was
well,
when
actually,
when
I did start
Trump made
reading
that
it, but I'm
phone
not that
call,
far
was
into
it
it.
January 2nd.
Yeah, right. Right before
looking
January
There
6th.
had already been an audit, a full audit of the Georgia
So much
results.
to
There had
read.
been a recount. This electoral votes. The Biden had been certified as the winner, and the electors had been chosen, and the electors had already sent their votes to Washington. So there was nothing, and
there were people inside the Trump campaign,
right,
and the White House saying, "Forget it, it's
Yeah.
over."
correct, and the
Yeah.
people who were telling the fake electors to be fake electors were
It's true.
campaign people, not
That's what
not
she's gonna
government
do.
people. And beyond that, I mean, there's so many arguments here.
Yeah.
The
Ooh.
United States Constitution and the
Ooh.
federal election laws do not put authority in the president of the United
1.8
States to
billion. I didn't
monitor
realize it was that
any
much.
elections, even federal elections. That's not his job. It's the job of the states. And if there's a violation of law, then there could be enforcement by the Justice Department. But it doesn't put the president and his chief of staff give them any direct role in monitoring the security of elections. And here there was no issue about the security of elections. It was about stealing an election. It was bullshit.
And you and I have talked about Trump so many times. Do you think there's any way?
You mean P01135809?
Whatever
I'm
that
trying
number
to
is,
to call him that.
Yeah. It's a series of numbers.
Right. Yeah.
And I just wonder.
that's what we
is
should
there
call him,
any
P lots
chance
of
in the
numbers.
world that he would
I'm going to
accept-
start calling him that.
What do you think?
P lots of
don't-
He
numbers.
put "never surrender" in that ad, or try his fundraising appeal using his mugshot.
Here
Never
we go.
surrender.
This is
I
going to
mean,
be it.
Going into a plea agreement would be surrendering, I suppose.
Right, and I don't think he would do that. I mean, maybe if he got a full and complete pass, he might think about it. But I just don't. The problem is, a guilty plea would
That's his
require
name
him
from
to
now
admit
on.
fault and admit wrong, and he is basically the quintessential malignant narcissist, and they can't admit error. He won't admit error. He won't even admit that.
We're
he weighs more
also
than 215
broadcasting
pounds.
on Facebook.
Right. Yeah.
How fancy are we?
He's 6'3", 215 pounds. I'm Tom.
I only have like,
Well,
Uh,
Tom,
I think I have like
that was
3
actually Tom
followers
Brady's
on
rookie
Facebook.
numbers.
Exactly.
When he- on the
I don't really use my
Sadly, I am
Facebook.
not 6'3", 215 pounds.
Is everyone
But
on
do you think some of the
Ozempic
other
now, or
co-defendants
is
might-
that
Yeah.
plead?
divorce, loss of weight, not hate? And just
What does that
wondering.
do to
I
the
think he
case?
had
Well, I think it
gastric.
makes it streamlines the case
or,
for
bariatric surgery.
which is good, and allows her
I
to
think
focus
that's what he had.
more on the
I mean, I don't
defendants
care.
who
I
are
had
remaining. And I
gastric
think it's
sleeve,
it's
so
in the best interest of many of those.
I'm a
people
fan.
to plead.
But
Because,
apparently,
you
a
know,
lot
they
of
don't
people
wanna
are
go to
taking
jail.
Ozempic. I
Right.
don't understand that.
in a Georgia State Prison. It's not a good place to be.
And I want to ask you about the debate.
Right.
During Wednesday's debate, Asa Hutchinson, the former Arkansas governor, was the only candidate to not raise his hand when asked if he would still back Trump as a nominee if he's convicted in a court of law.
So you don't think this was Christie's?
Well, I guess was Christie. Where was he? Was
He
sort of
did
in
this and
between
then it went
raising the
down.
hand.
And
I think he should cut his hair.
Maybe we can give Chris
I know he
I-
feels
benefit of the
like
doubt.
his
Maybe he's
hair is
better,
like
too. What was that? What did that say to
signature
you?
piece
Well, it
for
said to
him,
me
but
About
I,
the party, about where
I
this.
don't know. I feel like he
where
would
this- where
actually
this
benefit
primary,
from a
the
shorter,
party
little
is
cleaner in the
going
back.
nowhere fast. And
It's just
the
my
metaphor that
suggestion.
keeps popping into my head is
I'm not
or
trying to
simile.
be strange
I compare
about
it to
it.
that Malaysian Airlines flight. That I know it's a terrible comparison, but
Are they
from
divorced?
Kuala Lumpur and was supposed to go
Adriana,
to Beijing,
did
and the
him and
crazy
Kellyanne
pilot
get
flew
divorced, or
south
are they
into the
divorcing?
Indian
I
Ocean
don't
and
care,
ultimately
but
ran
I'm
out of
just
gas,
wondering.
and everyone never
Since
never
70%
seen
of
it
the
again.
population is overweight,
You know,
obese,
here
it's
you have,
promising there
you know,
is some
GOP
treatment that
air,
seems
and
effective.
you've got this nut
Max,
job
yeah. Hey,
locked in
Max,
the
how are
cabinet,
you?
and he's
Long
flying
time no
off to
see.
nowhere. You've got,
I block
you know,
him.
people
Yeah,
in
I
first
know.
class like
Briggleman
Pence,
has great
who's,
insight
you know,
into
I don't
Meadows.
know, maybe seen watching the Barbie
Last
movie
episode of
because
Prevail. Yeah,
mother
Greg
is
Olear's
asleep. And
podcast
you've got
Prevail.
you've got
That's good, Marie. I haven't listened to it yet.
you've got other people just sort of pretending nothing's
Wow.
happening. You've got Hutchinson and Christie running up and down the aisles saying, "This guy's flying us to nowhere. It's a disaster."
But
and then all the people in the back are saying, "Oh, we like the pilot."
Yeah.
And it's too late for them.
It's true. That's what he.
But in all
That's
seriousness,
true. I mean, we may
party
hate
right
it, but he's
now
right.
is all Trump. I mean,
No,
they're
that's
almost
right.
all Trump
That's
right
right.
now. Do you see any potential for any of these other candidates to emerge that
No.
knock them out of the race?
No, and that's the point. I mean, with my extended
Last I
metaphor,
heard,
trying
they
to make is that
were, but I don't
if
really
they had
care
time to
either.
turn the
I
plate
know, right,
around 4 or
Adriana?
5 years ago, they could have made it back. They can't now.
No,
They're in the middle of the ocean,
they won't be
and
dropped.
even if they got
No,
control of the
mostly
plane,
staying off YouTube.
it's
Hope
run
all's
out of
well.
gas
Yeah,
and
it's good.
halfway
I
to
know.
redundant.
Yeah, it's.
It's
I
a
got a little.
disaster
I got
for
hit
the
sideways by
Republican
that
Party. And
stuff because
the smart people
I
in the
remember the
party kind of know
IP2
that,
drama
but they
and
can't do anything
observing
about it.
that, but I don't.
And
So
you talk, I would imagine you
I'm
talk
like,
to
I
people
don't
in the
blame
party,
you. Like it's
and they acknowledge
it's
this
gotten
privacy.
beyond stupid.
You know, I'm not going to divulge
And frankly,
conversation, but they you know, they don't.
I'm
divulge that
not
to me in the sense
pleased
that
with
they're not going to
the
share that with me, but they know better.
whatever
They
chat
absolutely
observing.
George Conway,
I
great to see
feel
you
like
as always.
people are
Thanks so much.
really
Appreciate it.
using it as an opportunity to like divide and be weird about people. And I just think that's just fucking stupid. Anyway, okay, wait, I gotta find something else. Hold on. Oh my god. Look at that. Oh boy, that's crazy. All right, let me find something else and why we're doing this. I'm so sorry we didn't like get on the Whitmer kidnap trial because it would have been nice to get on that from the jump. Sorry, I'm not doing very well here. Am I? Actually, I'm going to go back to some interactive.
Miles are going to experience tropical storm force wind speed and wind gusts as well. I don't think you'll see hurricane force wind gusts in Riverview, but again, if you have dead trees or things in your yard that can blow around, you definitely want to take those inside because tropical storm force wind can use those as projectiles, and they
nothing
could
like a
harm
strong
you
hot cup
or
of tea
your
in the
home.
morning.
Now, I
Hey,
want to get
Max
this
Flower,
one
always
up on
glad to see
screen,
you.
and
I
I'm going
know
to
we are
pivot
always
here
glad to see
and
Max
just
Flower.
get this one loaded.
Going
in
away for a
system
second.
because
Kiddos want to see
it's
slime.
really important that we talk about
Hey,
this one near the top of our
we're
show.
not slimy enough here.
And it comes from
Come on,
Consider
Jim.
All That on the WFLA YouTube page. Hashtag KJB, evacuation decisions yet.
I have a feeling she's
we're
going to have
talking
this
about,
baby today,
folks,
Jim.
life-threatening
I have a
storm
feeling.
surge. Again, that's
You
not
can name
coming
it
from
Lolo.
Eric or
It's
myself.
okay.
That is coming from the
It's
National
happened
Hurricane Center,
before.
talking about because the
There's many
tides
Lolo.
and just the timing of the month, so to speak. We're talking
Although it
about
is a
storm
great name.
surge
I mean, come on,
that
man.
could be
It's a great
catastrophic, Eric.
That's right. We're talking Citrus, Hernando County, 7 to
And it's
11
just,
foot storm surge.
yeah.
Combine that with a super moon. The tides right now are running 2.5 to 3 foot high, and you
Is that where
combine
the eye
that
is right
with
now?
a 7 to 11 foot storm
Remember this
surge,
time when
and that's what we call a storm tide. 10 to 14
thankfully,
feet.
my
So
kid never
the
made
rule of
slime.
thumb that I'm
Like, she
looking at
watched
is
all
if you
that
live
stuff,
west
but she
of
never
US
like
19,
insisted that
that
we have that in the house.
goes north and south along the
I just
coast
know you're
in
losing every minute.
Hernando,
You're loving every
Pasco, Pinellas County,
and you're probably
upwards
losing
to
every
Citrus
minute
County. If
too.
you live west of 19, then you might be impacted with storm surge, and you might
All
want to
right.
evacuate.
Sorry that we can't
So
actually see
evacuations,
what's
folks.
beautiful in Chicago.
The
Nice.
emergency operation
Very
centers for various counties here in the Tampa Bay area and to our north as well. They're
It's
holding
nice
press
here in LA,
conferences.
but
They're
it's going to
giving
be hot as
their
balls.
recommendations and
That's the
also talking about
forecast.
evacuation
My
orders as
forecast
well.
is it's
So
going to be hot as balls.
WFLA.com or
I'm not looking.
trackingthetropics.tv.
I actually
Those
ordered
are
another
your
fan
go-to
because
resources to
I
find
hate our
everything
air
that you need to know.
conditioning. We have an air
Sandbag
conditioning
locations,
unit in
school
the living
closures.
room,
These are really
and
important
I hate it.
articles
I
that we
hate air
have in our
conditioning
entire
so much.
newsroom
So I just
team,
bought a
or I should say
big
rather,
tower
our team in the
fan
newsroom,
for the living
they're
room.
all located that
So
way.
that this
They're
week
updating this information
I can just
in
put the fan on.
real time.
I can't do the air
So
conditioner. I just
also,
can't.
see, hear that, Eric? That was our control room.
So
We're also preparing for a hit on broadcast television around 11:40
I love this guy,
or
JB,
so. But
at
we got a long
WFLA.
way to go before
I
we
think
actually,
he's amazing.
have that. Let's go to
He covers
Ari
really good
Simon
stories.
on the WFLA YouTube page, #HeyJB. Thoughts on what Land O'Lakes is looking at, and that's of course right here in Pasco County. For those of you outside the viewing area, Land O'Lakes is a town located just north of the city of Tampa.
Yeah, that's right. And
Last
thankfully,
week was
Land
torture.
O'Lakes,
106 with
inland, so obviously you're not
97%
going to deal
humidity.
with storm
Oh,
surge.
God,
But being
easily,
north
that's
of Tampa, again, the
terrible.
further north you are, the stronger the wind's going to be, because as Idalia moves northward, eventually it moves slightly east of north. So it'll be closer to Citrus County than it is Hernando, closer to Hernando than it is to Pasco. So again, tropical storm force wind definitely going to happen in Land O'Lakes, and wind gusts, I wouldn't be surprised, up to 60 to 65 miles per hour in the Land O'Lakes area, and several inches of rain.
Let's remind our audience that we are again awaiting an 11 o'clock update from the National Hurricane Center. When I look this way, I'm looking for those updates. I'm also looking at the questions that are scrolling in. But as a reminder, here in the Stream Center, we only put up your comments if you give us your consent. If you want your comment and your name to be featured on our live stream. So you see the hashtags beneath our names, #HeyEric, #HeyJB. If you would like for us to pluck your comment out of the comment section for us to feature it on screen, just use one of those two hashtags. That loads it into our queue. I can then grab it and put it up for, again, our expert meteorologist on stream, meteorologist Eric Stone, here in the Stream Center in Tampa, Florida. Let's go to this next question, and it comes in on YouTube Live from Walk by Faith, #HeyJB. Will this be as bad as Hurricane Ian?
For us here in Tampa and along the coast from Pinellas County northward, unfortunately, this will be worse than Ian, because we were on the north side of Ian.
Nice.
So water was actually taken out
live
of the
when he
bay,
goes
taken
storm
away
chasing.
from
He's
the
a wild
coast.
man and a
And
genius.
this is
I know.
going
I
to
like
be
Rick
the
Trimmer.
opposite.
I
We're
mean, I
on the
don't
dirty
like him,
side of
but
the storm, so
he
to
is
speak.
fun to watch.
We're on the
Hi,
east side of the storm.
Pepper.
So we're going to
I had
get
to give a
a
German
lot
Shepherd.
of
I'm
storm
like
surge,
one.
several
It's
foot of
not
storm
nearly as
surge
scary
from
as what
even
you went through,
Sarasota
Val.
and
It's
Manatee
so
County, 2 to
terrifying.
4
I'm glad
foot,
they are
to
okay.
Hillsborough
I know.
in the bay,
It
as
is
well as
terrifying.
Pinellas, 5 to 7 foot. And once you get to Pasco,
5 to
Hernando, and
7
Citrus
foot.
County, we could see
That's the
7
surge.
to 11 feet
Michael
of storm
Popak,
surge. So
co-founder of the
for
Midas
us
Touch
here in
Month,
Tampa,
gave a
it's
great
going to
breakdown of
be
what to
worse
expect from the
than
federal.
Ian.
I
For
know.
Southwest
Actually,
Florida,
I think I
it's not
saw
going to be
that.
as bad as
Hold
Ian.
on,
Yeah,
because I
but
can pull that
I
up.
want to
Hold on.
kind of talk about that a little bit more.
I
Eric,
had that,
when we
I
have the
think, in my
opportunity to do
queue.
so. So we saw that video of the Fort Myers area, an area that you know really well after Ian. We saw boats. I mean, massive boats are being piled up like they were being piled up like toys with a toddler, in the corner of the room. Like it was some of that video from last year, nearly a year ago, when we were on stream together, still gives me chills, because we're talking about massive boats that were stacked like building blocks or like Legos. It was crazy. Are we talking about that level of strength here with this system?
Yeah, I hate to say it. I was down in Fort Myers after the storm hit, and I saw it firsthand. And living there for 10 plus years, I had a tear in my eye seeing that.
Yeah.
And stuff like that could happen here as well. Pinellas County northward, even if you get 7 foot of storm surge, think about that. Think about a boat floating in water. How many feet of water does a boat need to move from where it's at now?
Biggest problem in
to
Oakland today
inland,
will be
into your
pollen.
backyard.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
man.
things like
And
that
wow,
could happen.
every day we have
We
perfect
see
weather.
here
I'm so
that
grateful.
the
I
time,
know.
look
I can't
on the top of your
I
screen,
just
folks,
can't
is
take
Tropical
that
Storm
for
Idalia.
granted anymore. I
And,
know. I
and
agree
you see
with you,
underneath the
Nancy.
P in
It
tropical,
really
it
is
says
important.
8
It
a.m.
really makes
That means
life
that
so
is
much
the most
easier.
recent advisory that has been dropped.
The other
At
thing
any
is,
second, because they usually come out a few minutes early. At any second, we're going to see that change from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we're going to see all the numbers and everything on your screen shift a little bit. Change
my
a little
daughter
bit.
has horrible
So,
allergies.
get ready for that. I'm keeping my eye on
It's
that.
just
But also,
miserable.
folks at home can keep their eye on that.
I don't know why I'm
as
not gonna.
well.
I can send you
In
the
the
link via
meantime,
Twitter.
let's
Would you
get to
like? Would
Patrick's
you do
comment
that, Curtis?
here
Because I
on
think
the
I have
WFLA
it queued up.
YouTube
Is it from
page.
yesterday?
be talking about
when they did the
Yeah, you know, this
when
storm,
he
this storm
was
may
with
move really, really
Ben
close to
Meiselas, or
Tallahassee
was it
as
another
a
one?
Category 2
If you send me
hurricane.
the link,
So
I'll
Tallahassee
take
seeing the
look
worst
at it.
of this right around the Big Bend area, around Cedar Key. Again, you're expecting
Let's see.
hurricane force wind, maybe even over 100
Ooh, I haven't
miles an
even
hour,
checked Twitter
Category
this
2.
morning.
I think it will become a major hurricane at a Cat 3 off the coast of Tampa. As it moves toward the coast, it'll be a little bit more in the way of wind shear, but still, it's not going to weaken much lower than a Category 2 once it makes landfall, and it's moving fast. So once it gets into the Tallahassee area, that's only going to be an hour or two after it makes landfall. So again, you're definitely expecting
my moon tweet is getting some interesting responses.
Yeah, Tallahassee
because Earth is a
looks
mess.
like it. You know,
This
this track update should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm really interested why people are so. I love the responses to my post about why is everybody going to the moon.
5 minutes or so.
I can't wait to read all the responses.
Really important to note,
some interesting replies.
there's going to be a lot of folks that are joining us from around the United States, around the world, who have properties in Florida, and people who can't watch their local television station. But you're also getting, with us here, you're getting a local meteorologist in the palm of your hand. You're getting Eric,
okay.
Max Defender 18,
I
Jeff,
think
Lee, and Amanda, of course, and Rebecca. We're going to, of course, continuously keep you posted here. But also, too, if you're joining us from the viewing area, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, if you're joining us from Florida, and your power goes out and you don't have TV access.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing. The storm needs to be treated very seriously. Yes. Oh, Michael recorded it last night, but put it out this morning. Okay, good. Yeah, if you could send me that, Chris, that would be great. Tweet from Reed Timmer. Oh my God. Team AccuWeather is heading south toward the Citrus Coast of Florida for coverage of major hurricane Idalia. Thank you. All right, so let me go to that. Oh, wait, what? Oh, Stop. Okay, hold on, everybody. Hold on, everybody. Just gonna mute you guys, and then I'm gonna share another thing. All right. Blur, blur, blur. Burp. Burp. Oh, look. Sorry, Michael. Sorry, Michael Popak. I'm real sorry about that. Okay. Loading my Sip Puff Pass coffee mug with built-in bowl easily. I'm going to need a picture of that or a link. That's very interesting to me. Okay. All right. Let's see what Michael Popak has to say. I do like him very much. Oh, there we go. All right. Here we go.
This for 32 years as a trial lawyer, I've never seen so much chaos and lack of coordination and cooperation between multiple defendants in a criminal case than in Fani Willis's Georgia indictment and prosecution of Donald Trump and 18 others. They are acting like they don't have a care in the world about the other person next to them, and they're just going to do whatever they can as rats on a sinking ship. A group of them want to go to trial in October. Another group of them, led by Donald Trump, wants to stay in state court, but doesn't want to do it with the other two, Chespro and Powell, who want to go to trial in 2 months. Donald Trump says, I don't want to go to trial ever, and at least not until after the presidential election. The first one to jump off sides, Mark Meadows, and I'm going to give you a quick explainer here on this particular hot take about what's going to happen at the evidentiary hearing, which is the mini trial in front of Judge Jones, an Obama appointee federal judge who sits in the Northern District of Georgia, which sounds very far away, but is really just sitting in Atlanta, just down the street from the Fulton County Courthouse, where the rest of the defendants are currently staying, with Judge McAfee, who set a trial already for October for at least 2 of the 19, while Mark Meadows and a couple of others try to argue, we want to be in federal court. Now, let me tell you about this hearing that's going to happen on Monday. and what's going to go down at this hearing. Fani Willis is ready. Let me just manage expectations here. She knew there was going to be a group of people that were going to try to go to federal court. Judge McBurney, who was the judge overseeing the grand jury process, even anticipated it a month ago in his own order when he said there may be some who will try to do what's called federal officer removal under a federal procedural law that allows a small subset of federal officers who believe they're being prosecuted for doing their job as a federal officer and have a federal defense to have their case tried not in the state court, but in federal court. Doesn't mean they get a federal prosecutor. Doesn't mean they get federal crimes against them. Doesn't mean they have that I'm not even sure they go to a federal penitentiary. It just means that Fani Willis and her team have to go across the street and prosecute the case in a different courthouse, in front of a different jury pool, in front of a different judge. That's all it means. Now, on this particular hot take, I want to go over what is going to happen at what we call an evidentiary hearing. An evidentiary hearing is what it sounds like. Evidence is going to be presented primarily through documents and witnesses. It's like a mini trial. The judge presides over it, swears in the witnesses. Witnesses take the stand. They're examined, if you will, by the side that has called them. They are cross-examined by the side that is opposed to them. And people testify. I'll tell you one person who's not going to testify. Mark Meadows, no way, no how, is testifying tomorrow or on Monday at the hearing in which he's trying to get the case over to federal court. There is absolutely zero chance that he's going to testify. But Fani Willis is going to put on a little mini case against Mark Meadows to demonstrate that he may have been the chief of staff. He may have had chief of staff-like duties to assist the president, but all of the things that Mark Meadows did for which he's been indicted, that in Michigan, that in Pennsylvania, that in Georgia, was completely and 100% political in nature to help candidate Trump, and had nothing to do with his job description as chief of staff for the president of the United States. The lawyers for Mark Meadows in their filings, and he has a good lawyer, I'm going to give him that. He's got George Terwilliger, who is a competent lawyer, have argued, well, all the things that are in the indictment are just ordinary things that a chief of staff would do, make meetings and arrange telephone calls and video conferences and shuffle papers. And okay, first of all, everything they just described is what Cassidy Hutchinson, the executive assistant or the assistant to the chief of staff, would do, not the chief of staff. So let's put that aside for a minute. Talk about shrinking the job so small it could be drowned in a bathtub. The chief of staff is the primary gatekeeper for whoever's sitting in the Oval Office, and goes to every event. And in this case, every seditious and conspiratorial event Mark Meadows conducted. And Fani Willis is going to put on witness after witness. And I'm going to tell you about at least two of them that we know from subpoena she's going to put on. So putting on her case to prove that Mark Meadows may have been the chief of staff, but he was doing political work, political activities, not those related to the president and his constitutional office. Because there's candidate Trump, there's the Trump campaign, there's the attempt to cling to power with criminal intent. And then there's the day-to-day operation of the president when he's not trying to overthrow democracy. Like he was president, there was other stuff going on domestically, nationally, and the like. And I'm sure Mark Meadows had a role in that. But when Fani Willis laid out in the papers that she's filed already in advance of the hearing, that, for instance, Mark Meadows went down to Michigan. And when he was in Michigan on November the 20th of 2020, actually, he met with Michigan legislators in the Oval Office. They had them come up and come in and met with them to try to convince them, him and Trump, try to convince them that there was fraud in the election in Michigan and they should not certify the electors. To which the Michigan legislators left the office, held a press conference, and said everything was fine in Michigan with the electoral process and they weren't going to overturn the will of the people. Then the next day, on the 21st of November, Fani Willis is telling the Judge Jones, for the hearing, that Meadows tried to influence Pennsylvania lawmakers to overthrow the will of the people. And then on the next month, on the 22nd of December, Meadows went to Cobb County, Georgia, to try to burst into the room while the Georgia Bureau of Investigation and the Secretary of State Investigative Unit was doing signature match audit, which they're allowed to do as part of their investigative process. He tried to get in the room and try to interfere with the counting process. Again, a political act, not one of a chief of staff doing his job as the president's, right hand for non-political purposes. And then on the next day, the 23rd of December, 2020, Fani Willis recites also that Mark Meadows, texted an investigator, Frances Watson, the chief investigator she was for the Secretary of State's office in Georgia, and said to her in a text, hey, if the Trump campaign, stop right there, the campaign, not Donald Trump, president of the Oval Office guy, campaign, candidate Trump. If the campaign gives you more money, can you hurry up with the vote counting of mail-in ballots and absentee ballots so we can get the results before Jan 6th? Now, I don't know if that's a bribe, like we've got some money in a slush fund over at the campaign that could go your way if you can speed this thing up, or he's volunteering resources. Whatever he's doing, he's wearing a campaign hat. He's wearing a MAGA hat, right? Not whatever the chief of staff hat looks like. And so you put all this together. Mark Meadows' actions in Pennsylvania with Michigan elected officials.
I think I should be on the Midas
the phone calls to Frances Watson, the chief investigator, his visit to Georgia to interfere with the Cobb County vote by the GBI, his participation in arranging the phone call between Donald Trump and Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State of Georgia.
Was a text.
These, according to Fani Willis, and I agree with her, go beyond, well beyond, and into the world of politics. And why do I keep saying politics, politics, politics? Because we have a law on the book since 1939. It's called the Hatch Act.
Wait, Nancy,
it was named after a New Mexico senator.
Ozempic makes me nervous.
It had to do with the days when people were in civil service or were in offices like Mark Meadows or in elected office. And they would use their elected office to help interfere with or campaign for election, either for themselves or for somebody else.
They're prescribing Ozempic for alcoholics now too? Oh, really?
We don't like when you got a job, you got a job to do. You can't go out and if you're a civil servant that's not actually running for office, right? We don't like when you're campaigning for the other guy, right? That's why the people around Donald Trump who are themselves not running for office can't do political campaigning and activity on his behalf. He can do it. That's why presidents in the middle of whatever, they'll take a plane and go to a fundraiser and go raise money. They just can't take their staff with them to do that. Their White House staff. They have their campaign staff, but they can't take their White House staff.
Our friends say they're in,
and that's why everybody gets in trouble with the Hatch Act. Because if you are a civil servant or you're in the cabinet or you're on the staff of the president,
very skeptical.
There's limits to what you can do. And everything that I just outlined
it's caused a lot of
the Michigan interference, the Pennsylvania interference, the flying to Cobb County, Georgia, the perfect phone call, the interaction with Frances Watson, the chief investigator, puts Mark Meadows into criminal conduct, right? With criminal intent and criminal and personal motivation.
Yes,
not because he's the chief of staff, but because he's trying to keep his boss in the job. As per usual, the economy was also a huge topic of the day. And why wouldn't it be?
That was really
It's changing faster than ever.
Much. I really
and demanding that we all adapt to keep up. In fact, a stunning survey revealed that over half of Americans making six figures now live
and also
paycheck
someone
to paycheck.
gifted memberships last
Now, even though Goldman Sachs is saying that classic investments are headed nowhere for the rest of the year,
for that.
Other markets are rising to fill that gap.
So if you see a membership on a screen, if you click it and say allow gifts,
because even if conventional markets flatline this year, other assets don't have to do the same. That's why I'm so excited to introduce our next partner, Masterworks. I actually spent a lot of time digging into this. And according to a recent report by Citibank, the asset with the lowest correlation to the stock market of any major asset class was art. It turns out contemporary art prices have outpaced the S&P 500 return for the last 26 years by 100.
I would be like, don't buy the shit. They're making me say this. They're making me say this. No, I wouldn't do that. No. But I think I would have to like what I'm doing, like what I'm selling. I would have to like probably use it, right? I mean, that would be the thing to do. I don't know if I really believe this. I'm going to be real honest with you. I know someone who works in the, I know Art Moink. What the fuck? What the? Yeah. But my thought is like, I don't know what my thought is. It's gone. Fuck. All right. Anyway, I don't know what it is. It's okay. Sorry. Skip the wait list. Buy our art. Buy our art. Buy our art. Oh no. Buy our art. Oops. Oh shit. No.
That stand, because that'll waive it for the actual trial. So there's no way he's going to be able to say, well, I'm Mark Meadows, and the reason I made that phone call, and the reason I texted that person, and the reason I went to that meeting is something different.
That's okay.
So the lawyers are going to have to argue, but without evidence. Fani Willis is going to have the benefit of at least two witnesses. One of them is going to be the Secretary of State for the state of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, who's going to talk about all the things within his state that he knows about.
It was
Fani already knows what his testimony is going to be because he's testified before her grand jury, right? You don't just blindly call the Secretary of State into a federal hearing if you don't know exactly what the answers to your questions are going to be. So she already knows that when she asks Brad Raffensperger, what role do you think Mark Meadows was playing when he tried to suggest that 12,000 votes should be tossed out the window and the election thrown to Donald Trump and away from the winner, Joe Biden? Jesus. Was he chief of staff for you at that moment, or was he whatever? And he's going to say, no, I think he was doing political bidding for his boss, and he wasn't there as any part of the presidential duties. Then they're going to bring Frances Watson, the chief investigator who works under Brad Raffensperger, and she's going to testify about at least 3 contacts that she had with Mark Meadows: phone calls, emails, and live meetings. She was in Cobb County. She was the chief investigator, along with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, who were trying to match signatures and an audit that they usually do in a contested election. When he tried to burst into the room and observe it or interfere with it, and she strong-armed him and kept him out of the room. That didn't stop him from texting her, and she'll testify to this during the hearing, testifying about a text message that said, hey, if I give you Trump campaign resources, stop right there. You're dead. You're done, Meadows, in arguing that you didn't violate the Hatch Act because you're doing nothing but politics. And to answer the question some people might have, which they've already argued, which is, well, the president, he has a role in the electoral count process. He doesn't. The Constitution doesn't recognize a role of the president of the United States in the electoral count of his own election. The vice president has a role in certifying the election as the president of the Senate, right? But Trump isn't the president of the Senate. So he has no constitutional role. He may have curiosity, right? He may have a desire to interfere in order to steal the election and stop the peaceful transfer of power, but that's not part of his job description either. So both President Trump is well outside his scope of duties as president, and he's dragged, willingly or unwillingly, Meadows along with him. And if you're outside the scope of that authority, then you can't argue that you get to go to federal court as a federal officer, because whatever you're doing under the removal statute has to be within the color of your office. Now, look, just to manage expectations on the law, the 11th Circuit, which sits in Atlanta and is the appellate court directly over the Northern District of Georgia and Judge Jones. Judge Jones's boss.
God, every time we turn around,
lack of a better term,
it's like
whatever 3-judge panel is randomly selected. There is case law in the 11th Circuit that suggests that even if there's a slight connectivity, connective tissue between the federal officer and the duties that he was doing, even if it's just a little slight touch, it may be enough for him to argue or her to argue that there's federal removal is appropriate. And the defense that they would argue, because in order to get federal removal, you got to do cherry, cherry, cherry to hit jackpot. You got to be a federal officer. You got to be working within the scope of your duties, the color of your office. And you have to have a federal defense that is dispositive of the crime. In this case, they're going to argue they have a federal defense, and that is under the supremacy clause, which is a separation of powers issue, that he was just doing his job for the president of the United States, and no judicial branch in this case can go after him.
Wait.
So that's going to be argued.
Wait. Okay. So is he saying that Meadows' defense is that he's only going to what the fuck? Should they? Is he going to say that I was only doing what my boss told me to do, so it shouldn't matter what I did? Like, what I did doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I was at the direction. Is that what I'm hearing is the argument? Right. But is that truly his argument? Who in their right mind would send money to a billionaire? Apparently a lot of people. He made $7.1 million, I think, in the first whatever many days of his stupid mugshot. But is that what he's saying? Is that the federal defense is that he was just doing what he was told because he works for the president of the United States? So even if the president asked him to do something illegal, which he did, he would do that? And it would be, and he's expecting that would be protected and immune from prosecution. Chad's following orders. Oh, just following orders. Got you. Yeah. See, that's what is that what it is? Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that I was like, because that to me seems like the stupidest argument. Okay.
It may be argued in Fulton County, starting with Judge McAfee and go up to the Georgia Supreme Court, or if Meadows is successful, it'll go to the 11th Circuit and then over to the Supreme Court of the United States. But that's the hearing that's going to happen. And the takeaway from this hot take, at least from my perspective that I'm trying to communicate, is that Meadows is going to be bound and gagged and not be able to testify at the hearing. So he's not going to be able to say, well, what I meant was, well, why I did it was, and link it back. His lawyers can naked argue, that's what we call it, without any evidence. But, they have the burden of demonstrating that he was within his federal office, the color of office, and has a colorable federal defense to the claims. It's their burden, not Fani Willis. But Fani Willis is going to come in and do her part in bringing in her witnesses, which I'm sure will have a tremendous impact on Judge Jones. I mean, when the Secretary of State of Georgia is going to come in and say, I think Mark Meadows was violating the Hatch Act, I think he was just doing the political bidding of Donald Trump and had nothing to do with his oath of office as chief of staff. That's powerful stuff. When Francis Watson, the chief investigator for Georgia, and the Secretary of State comes in and says, every interaction I've ever had with Mark Meadows has been political in nature, having nothing to do with his oath of office as chief of staff, I think that's powerful. Now they're going to have to balance, Judge Jones is going to have to balance the case law and what the 11th Circuit has to say about all this. And if somebody doesn't like his decision, let's say he rules for Fani Willis and remands the case, which is what it's called, back to a state court where it's been progressing without delay in the interim. Let me remind you, Mark Meadows and others, including Jeff Clark, who was in the Department of Justice, also arguing for removal, and a few others, all got processed in the state system, as we all know, because all 19 got booked mugshot at an 18 out of 19.
I'll play some
got
for you
released on
after
bond
this is
conditions,
done.
including Mark
Trump is
Meadows
going to get
and
indicted for
Jeffrey Clark.
violating
So
the
they've already
SNAP
been
Act.
processed. The judge, Judge Jones, refused to enjoin or stop the state court process, criminal process, jail booking, administrative arraignment process at all until he makes his decision. Right? That he said that as the federal statute for removal already has baked into it, right? Baked into its threads. State court proceedings continue while the judge decides what he's going to do on the federal side. We'll get a reasonably quick ruling on the federal side from Judge Jones about Meadows, and that will inform what he's going to do. We'll know, the writing will be on the wall for Jeff Clark for the Department of Justice and 2 or 3 others that are trying to get over to federal court because they want to get away from the fast-paced rocket docket that we're observing in Fulton County State Court in front of Judge McAfee, and they think maybe it's better for them to go over to federal court. Others are trying. We'll talk about them on other hot takes. Others who are not federal officers, but say they were commanded by federal officers to do certain things. Like, I didn't want to be a fake elector, but Trump's lawyers told me to. Not a great argument for Donald Trump, by the way, which goes back to my, at the top of the hot take, I've never seen such lack of cooperation and coordination among co-defendants in a conspiracy than this one. You would think they were not in a conspiracy ever before because nobody is concerned about anybody else. It's every man, woman, and child for themselves. And all of that inures to the benefit of Fani Willis and the prosecutors and against Donald Trump in a case like this. We'll talk more on Legal AF on the Midas Touch Network. We'll follow this case closely. All developments, federal and state, the early...
Boo, 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 boo. Sorry, Michael Popak. I did not mean to stop you on the worst possible thing for you. Let's do this and just check the storm. Do E-I-E-I-O. And on this storm, we'll check the storm.
Also, what time do you believe the storm will blow out of these
Well,
areas?
I mean, if you're a prepper, you're not crazy. That's really what you want to be doing right now.
That's right.
You know what I found online,
Northport,
you guys?
Charlotte County, Northport's further inland. I know Northport took pretty much a direct hit from Ian. This is going to be a lot different.
Oh, wait, Gal.
Still, the possibility of tropical storm force wind gusts
during
over
the
35, but you're not going to see anything near what you saw with Ian. And the timing would be sometime mid-Tuesday afternoon after like 3, 4, 5 o'clock-ish in the Northport, Charlotte County area.
I think you're right, Vasilios.
If you do live closer to Port Charlotte.
I think you're right.
Again, in regards to storm surge, if you live in Port Charlotte, anyone in that area, Charlotte Harbor, could experience 2 to 4 foot of storm surge in the harbor itself. And I know Punta Gorda floods quite a bit, so that might be an issue there. But in the Northport area, besides, you got the Myakka River, the Peace Rivers around there. You could see some flooding in regards to this, but it's going to be nothing like Ian.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get moved.
Let me
number
quickly
one.
remind our audience in about
and
12
I'm
minutes,
excited to hear because isn't there
a broadcast
isn't there a date
that
for something on September 6th? I saw a flash of a
quick break to talk with
a headline that September 6th was some kind of court-related date for
that television hit. So we're not going anywhere,
this
but we do have
for
to
the
take a
19
just to help out our
love
team.
that Trump has lost any control over
really
who
grateful
snitches
that
all
Julie
over
sent
him.
in this comment from YouTube Live because we haven't talked too much.
I mean,
about
this is the house you built. This is the bed you made.
I'm gonna go full screen here, you guys, if I can, and show
the toilet
everybody.
seat you
Look there in the top right-hand portion of your screen.
It's not. If it
That's
isn't a
Franklin.
hurricane, I don't
Franklin's
even want to
eye
see it.
Looks
I don't want to know
really
about
intact. It's a storm that looks quite impressive.
Let me tell you. Oh,
on satellite
Vasilios, thank
and
you
my
so
goodness,
much.
Are we lucky
Oh,
that
I'm
this
so
is
thank you.
making
Thanks
that
for becoming a
turn
member.
and not going
It's
to
a money
impact
back guarantee
continental
if you're not
US,
completely
at least at this
satisfied.
time.
Yeah, it's the
Cancel and then
same
get your
trough,
money back.
JB, that's steering Frank
So just
out
let
into
me
the
know.
Atlantic later on in the week.
But
That
thank you very
unfortunately
much.
is
And
steering Idalia
everyone, if you
closer
guys
to
click
the Big
on
Bend
the
area of Florida.
gift at the
Otherwise, this
top,
would have gone straight
it says
north
allow
and
gifts.
affected Panama
And when
City
you
or
do
even
that, the
points
next
west.
time
But,
someone gifts
I made a
memberships,
joke
I
with
guess it
Jeff
gives
last
you a
night. I
membership.
said Franklin's eyeing the
But thank
U.S.
you.
and so is
I really
Idalia,
appreciate
but
that.
Franklin's going to see a Dahlia coming and jet to the northeast and try to get out of the way because he doesn't want
Court date to
anything
be
to do with her.
determined.
Yeah,
Thank you, J31C.
Franklin, and
yes.
no, clearly just kind of moving away from everything, no doubt. Stephanie wants to know, #KJB, do you think that the Tampa area will have outages?
For the
also,
Blacks for
is there
Trump
anything
leader?
that can turn it sooner?
Harrison Floyd.
If
the
trough strength things.
Harrison
Now,
Floyd
the big
on
difference
September
that I
6th.
want to
Thank you.
emphasize with Ian.
Thank you.
Remember, there was a cold front.
Right. Okay.
that
So
was
it's for the
coming
Harrison,
pretty far
for
south,
the gentleman
pretty
named
close
Harrison
to the Bay
Floyd.
Area. Okay.
I remember that.
And oh, look at this, Pickles. Oh,
Kyle
Pickles
Cheney is
starting-
live tweeting.
Pickles is
Okay,
starting to
hold
come
on.
over.
Let me do this.
Oh, come over, Pickles. Oh.
Oh
my gosh, she's halfway.
Sorry, you had said
Okay.
that before, Gal, and I
So
just like.
with Ian, there was a cold front. And once Ian
All right.
moved north, the
Let me
cold front
go.
blocked Ian. The cold front pushed Ian
All right, here we go.
into southwest Florida.
I'm sorry,
That was
everybody.
September 28th.
We're going to mute you. We can still watch. Well, no, actually, I'm going to take you to this one. Let me make sure it looks normal. All right. Okay. Here we go. Here's his thread. Chutkin says she spoke to Judge Mershon in New York and let him know that her case might overlap with the New York prosecution. This is also the date Fani Willis proposed for her trial. So that's not going to happen. All right, let me go. Chutkin sets March 4th, 2024 for Trump's trial on charges that he conspired to subvert the 2020 election. What? Jury selection. Here we go. This is the date Fani Willis proposed for her trial, so it's not going to happen. Jury selection will begin March 4th, 2024. Chutkin says it won't begin early as DOJ initially wanted. There you go. Just to go over a few of the earlier ones, does not give the defense enough time to get ready for trial. On the other hand, the defense's proposed date of April 2026 is far beyond what is necessary. Loio says he intends to file select prosecution motion and request for evidentiary hearing, executive immunity filing with motion for a stay, motions to dismiss each conspiracy count. Well, you can do that all day long if you want, sweetheart. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. It just doesn't. Here we go. Loio, we will certainly abide by your honor's ruling as we must. Wait, let me read that again. Judge Chutkin, we will certainly abide by your honor's ruling as we must. We will not be able to provide adequate representation. The trial date will deny President Trump the opportunity to have effective assistance of counsel. But, that's fine. Whatever. It's not like you care. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wait. Okay, Kadrina, nicely done. I don't know who you are, but that was really well done. All right, let's see if he has a reply yet. Come on, Kyle. Type faster. Type faster. Wait, I have to come back. I'm sorry. I missed some stuff. I know I went backwards. Oh, read through it. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm doing a very bad job. Waldron and Flynn and the two EO to seize voting machines that were drafted, I don't imagine will be okay by special counsel. What? Occam's razor. I don't know what that means. Barron will change his last name. So for the only one not guilty of fraud. First, Chutkin agrees to, wait, here we go. Gal's reading it in the right way. First, Chutkin agrees to toll the speedy trial clock between Trump's arraignment and today's hearing. It had already been told because of various motions, not a major development. Okay. So thank you. It's all Barron's fault. It is. Walt Nauta will flip. Yep. Yep. Who will Trump turn on? This is a good question, actually. This is a good question. I mean, anyone. Everybody. I don't know. Let's see. Let me go back. Nancy. Tiffany seems to have stayed out of the mud. Guess sometimes it pays to be the least favorite child or the unfavorite child. But here's the thing. Here's what Tiffany has going for her. First of all, don't forget, she graduated from law school. Has anybody asked her to be their lawyer yet? Because it feels to me like you've got a lawyer in the family. I don't know what the hell you're thinking. I don't know. Yeah. Cry more. 2 months for Fawny's request. That's a huge win. Yeah. Check Anna Bauer. Okay, hold on. The parrots. They won't swear, but they listen. Yeah, they listen pretty well. Okay, let me make sure. Hold on. I gotta do all this kind of stuff. I gotta do this. Hold on. Go back to the post. I'm not very good at this, obviously. I'm kind of a boomer when it comes to this. Yeah. Okay, wait. Come on, Kyle. Okay, Anna Bauer. Bauer. Whoops, don't do that. Oh, I don't follow her. What an idiot I am. All right, here we go. Background. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. What? Oh, okay. What? Where's her thread? Fucking hell. Ladies and gentlemen, she's on her way to court. Oh, okay. Anna, where is your freaking post? Meow. Did I miss something? Is it this one? Is she threading it here? No. Scott McFarlane. Oh! When was this? 8:24 a.m. Oh, no, that was 8 minutes ago. Nope. All right, I'll come back. I know you're yelling at me right now, gal. You're yelling at your screen. I can tell you're yelling at your screen. I sent you a live trail link to the plot to kidnap. Yes, I have that. We can definitely watch that. Yeah, he does believe he's privileged, but he's not. He's not privileged. He's not. Yes. That's it. Oh, Jared. He's going to flip on Jared. Khashoggi. What do you want to bet? And everyone. Really. Everyone. If you have time, definitely read it. Check her replies. On her replies. Yeah, I will try to do that. The article that she has pinned is such a good description of the RICO case. Oh, all right. Here we go. Hold on. Let me see if she did anything here. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I mean, we all know I'm an idiot, so I don't know what you're thinking. Why you're expecting me not to be an idiot now. Oh, this is a very good. Oh, so this is a very good thread. Okay. All right. Let's just. Oh, here we go. Thread or roll. Thread or roll. Oh. Banana. Okay. Let me just make sure that. Let me make sure that we're not missing any updates. Hold on. Let me just go to Kyle Cheney. I'm Kyle Cheney. Okay, here we go. Okay, Check-in says she's watching carefully for anything that might affect or poison the jury pool. She says that if Loio intends to poll DC residents as part of a change of venue motion, he must inform the court ex parte. So does this mean like canvas? I don't want them going around to people's houses. That's ridiculous. Here we go. News. Trump will stand trial on March 4th, 2024 on charges that he sought to subvert the 2020 election and disenfranchise millions of voters. This is likely to force Trump's New York trial to move and could influence timing of the Fulton County trial. Okay. So really what they needed was for someone to pull the trigger first, right? So let me see. Let me see if there's anything in his article that is different. It's not. Okay. It's nothing. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, this is nothing. It's just the headline kind of stuff. Okay, well, there you go. March 4th, 2024. It's a date, mate. Oh, I guess we're just going to have to sit there and kind of like wait to hear what happened in court. But yeah. Let's see. All right, let's go. Yes, thank you, Curtis. Thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate it when people send me links, because it actually makes it just so much easier. Because for some reason, searching while you're trying to stream, first of all, it's annoying as fuck for anybody watching, and second, it's just I don't do it very well. Yeah. I'm definitely going to read that article. The comment delay is annoying. I know. Trump has to flip on someone higher than him in all these treasonous acts. I don't know. Well, I mean, here's the people he could flip on: Roger Stone, Mike Flynn. I have a few people he could flip on who were architects, right? Cleta Mitchell, not even necessarily her. Ginny Thomas. What do you think? I wonder what Amy Kramer is talking about these days. Let's see. Trump has a LMA and hi Rip. I could go to their channel, ma'am. Here to see. Wow. I don't want see any copyright problems before. Right, whatever. 420. Wait, what? It's 420 burrito brunch time. Where's mine? Oh, it's right here. Giddy up, Chuckkin. Saddle up, baby. I'm a cowboy, baby. That's what she's singing right now. She's like, oh, you are going to trial, babe. You are going to trial. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Beware the Ides of March. A2 Brute. A2 Meadows. A2 Markey. A2 Rudy. Tootie. Fresh and Flutie. A2. Thank you. And scene. Let's see. Let's see. Wait. Bang, bang, Chuckkin. Shoots and scores. Shoots and she scores. That's like 7 months. It is very quick. And maybe they'll be able to do something, you know. Maybe they'll be able to do something, you know, between that time. Yes, this is a good list. Mike Flynn, Patrick Byrne, Steve Bannon, Roger Stone, Ginny Thomas. Yep, that's what I think. I mean, I think that's a good list. Meadows' father-in-law? Who's Meadows' father-in-law? I love how a legend called Fani will take out Trump. I know, right, Vasilios? Thank you. She is a legend. And just, I mean, I just think, and I understand that Fulton County does prosecute some very high profile cases, and obviously very complex. It's a huge area, you know, Metro Atlanta, et cetera. So I have no doubt that this is not the first, you know, huge case, but the magnitude of trying the former president for a county district attorney to take that on in the way that she has and be, well, brave and methodical is really what stands out. It's just really like, that takes some fucking balls. That takes some fucking balls, right? Oh, March is going to go out like a motherfucking lion. Fuck. I can't wait. We're going to be online every day. I might be on 24 hours a day. Just wallowing in the details. Wait. Linwood had a group of coup plotters. Yeah, right. Linwood flipped like a pancake. He's a pancake. He's a pancake. A2 fucked ET fucked A2. No, Meadows did. Wait, what is it? A2 Meadows phone? Trump will blame it on Scaramucci. That's right. That's right. He will. He will. He will. It's true. The justices would be a great start. Yes. Wouldn't it? You should read, what is it? You should read that Anna Bowers one on stream. I haven't been able to read it all yet, and I'm lazy. I printed it, though. Okay, the thread. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because we don't have any news yet of what happened. So hold on. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay, so this is the Anna Bowers thread, right? I think it is. Okay, sweet. Okay, so this is from 12 hours ago. Anna Bauer, legal journalist, Lawfare Media. So here we go. Tomorrow, a federal judge in Atlanta is set to hold a hearing on whether Mark Meadows can move his state criminal charges in Fulton County to federal court. I will once again arrive at the courthouse at an ungodly hour to cover the hearing for Lawfare. Oh, I get the Lawfare blog. I like them. Shortly after he was indicted alongside 18 others on racketeering and other charges in Fulton County, Meadows sought to move his case to federal court. 4 other defendants in Fulton County, Jeffrey Clark, Sean Still, David Schaefer, and Kathy Latham, have sought to do the same. The statute that authorizes this type of removal request, 28 U.S.C. 1442, requires these defendants to show 3 things in order to move their cases to federal court, as Lee Kowarski explained in Lawfare. Removal requires that A, the remover be an officer or any person acting under that officer of the United States. B, the conduct at issue be or, quote, relate to acts taken, quote, under color of such office, end quote. And C, there be some colorable federal defense. Here we go, and there we go. So basically, these defendants need to show that their alleged conduct relates to acts taken under color of federal office and that they can raise a federal defense. Other defendants have hearings set for later dates, but tomorrow's hearing only deals with Meadows. The hearing is an evidentiary hearing, meaning that witnesses can be called to testify, and it's shaping up to be a mini trial. Oh, God, I wish. Bonnie Willis has subpoenaed 4 witnesses to appear in court tomorrow morning: Alex Kaufman, Kurt Hilbert, Francis Watson, and Brad Raffensperger. So I'll go back to Kyle's thread to see if they capture any of that testimony. I apologize. Meadows allegedly participated in the call. 2 other witnesses subpoenaed by Willis, Kaufman, and Hilbert were on the call. Oh, sorry. Raffensperger is Georgia's Secretary of State, who Trump infamously called on January 2nd, 2021 to urge him to find votes to overturn the election. The 4th witness subpoenaed by Willis, Francis Watson, was the chief investigator for the Secretary of State's office following the 2020 election. Here's our lawfare summary of what the indictment alleged writ Meadows' interactions with Watson. The next week, law enforcement officers performed an audit of absentee ballots at Georgia's Cobb County Civic Center. Meadows allegedly traveled to the Civic Center to attempt to observe the audit, which was not open to the public, and was prevented from entering by Georgia officials, including Francis Watson, a chief investigator at the office of the Georgia Secretary of State. The following day, the indictment states, Trump called Watson, insisted that he had won the presidential election in Georgia, and told Watson that when the right answer comes out, you'll be praised. Several days later, Meadows texted Watson to ask if there was a way to speed up Fulton County signature verification in order to have results before January 6th if the campaign can assist financially. Yikes. It's unclear if all of these witnesses will end up testifying tomorrow, but it's apparent that the Raffensperger call and Team Trump's communications with Watson will take center stage at the hearing. It will also be our most detailed look at Willis's case against Meadows. It's also unclear what evidence or testimony, if any, Meadows plans to put forward as he attempts to show that his conduct was related to his official duties as Chief of Staff. While it's highly unlikely that Meadows will testify, it's not outside the realm of possibility. The outcome of this hearing could be consequential. Yeah, it is, girl. The jury pool in federal court is wider. It's drawn not only from Fulton County, but from 9 other counties in the Atlanta area. Very interesting. And public media access to the trial would likely be more limited in federal court. And federal court rules around media coverage will apply during the hearing tomorrow. All of which means no live coverage. Blech. So there. Blech. Okay, so that was that. And then let me just check. I'm going to go up Kyle's. I'm going to go up his thread. I'm going to climb up your thread. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me see if there's any more later updates. Okay, wait, share this tab instead. I'm sorry. I'm keeping you out of all the fun. Let's see. Was there anything else after this? Hold on. No. Okay. All right. So let me go back to the top. To the top, to the top. All right, now we're underway. Judge Tani Chutkan has taken the bench. In the room, Trump lawyers John Loio and Todd Blanche, prosecutors Molly Gaston and Thomas Wyndham. First, Chutkan agrees to toll the speedy trial clock. Oh, we read that. Not a major. Here we go. Chutkan says that neither the government's January 2nd, 2024 trial proposal and Trump's April 2026 trial proposal are acceptable. Says Trump's personal and professional schedule has no bearing on timing of trial. She compares it to a professional athlete facing trial. She said it would be inappropriate to set a trial date to accommodate that person's professional schedule. Quote, I'm aware that Mr. Trump faces charges in other state and federal criminal cases, Chutkan says in notes. The court has considered that currently scheduled trials, as well as demands on Blanche, who is also working on Trump's Florida case. Chutkan agrees with special counsel that the Trump team presented skewed statistics about the median length of time between arraignment and trial. She also says SCOTUS precedent makes clear there's no correlation between length of DOJ investigation and time defense needs to prepare. Gaston says, sorry, it's like, Belle, I'm Gaston. Gaston, it's probably Gaston, says Discovery is up to 12.8 million pages and there have been 5 productions so far. Discovery is now substantially complete, she says. Wow. 7.8 million pages. 7.8 million of the pages cover NARA documents, publicly available litigation documents, January 6 committee files, materials from Trump's PAC and campaign, and a consultant involved in Trump litigation. Among the remaining 5 million pages, Gaston says every grand jury transcript in this case up to indictment and the accompanying exhibits. The grand jury transcripts, exhibits, notes, reports from the interviews amount to 58,000 pages, Gaston says. Gaston says prosecutors assembled 47,000 pages of key documents that highlighted for Trump defense team. All of our case agents' summary testimony, any exhibits introduced through her to the grand jury, a file that is essentially an annotation of the indictment. It is essentially a roadmap to our case, Gaston says. She adds, we identified material that we agree is arguably favorable to the defendant. Kind of a weird ad, isn't it? Chutkan emphasizes that prosecutors, the manner in which the discovery in this case has been organized indicates that the government has made a considerable effort to expedite review. Loio starts out angry, saying prosecutors are proposing a slow trial, not a speedy trial. After he raises his voice a few times, Chutkan tells him to take the temperature down, but then she lets him go on. Chutkan says, let's take the temperature down. I understand Mr. Trump is presumed innocent, as is every defendant. Let's not overlook the fact that Mr. Trump has considerable resources that every defendant does not usually have. In case you forgot. Loio rejects the idea that because Trump has access to NARA files, Secret Service files, PAC info, etc., means that he doesn't have time to review it as a defense lawyer. This man's liberty and life is at stake, Your Honor. He's no different than any American. Chuckin says Trump deserves a fair trial like every defendant, but says that the 12 million pages are not truly indicative of how much time he needs to prepare. She emphasizes that there is no chance she's bringing the case to trial in 2026, but that doesn't tip her hand on timing. Laura, hold on just a second. Hold on. Oh my Lord, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Just had an interruption. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to go back to reading it. Blurg. Blurg. Hold on. Okay. If the goal here is to truly do justice, then every American citizen is entitled to counsel with a reasonable amount of time to prepare. We cannot be ready under the circumstances of this case until we have a reasonable amount of time consistent with justice. Chuckin replies that Trump will be treated no more or less deference than any defendant will be treated with, no more. Chuckin now wants to know why the case is complex, other than the fact that it is historic. It's one defendant, 4 counts, not particularly novel issues. Loio says he's planning 2 motions: selective prosecution, presidential immunity. Is that literally, this is his strategy? Loio says they intend to allege that this prosecution is retaliation for Trump's attacks on Biden and his son. These are the red meat filings we've been expecting for a while. He also says they'll challenge application of obstruction statute to this case. Gaston indicates that, There were 5 sealed proceedings between August 2022 and March 2023 about the scope of testimony for 14 grand jury witnesses. She says she got permission from Chief Justice Boasberg to reveal that. Gaston says the urgency of a speedy trial is particularly strong here because Trump posts about the case daily, attacking witnesses, the court, and DC itself, which could taint the jury pool. Gaston says goal is to find the balance of the defendant's right and need to prepare for a fair trial, and on the other hand, the public's exceedingly and unprecedentedly strong interest in a speedy trial here. Laurel says he intends to file select prosecution motion and request for evidentiary hearing, executive immunity filing with a motion for a stay, and motions to dismiss each conspiracy count. Check in taking a 10-minute recess and we'll reconvene. She's back. She says the proposed does not give the defense. Okay, we did. On the other hand, okay, so I think we read that. Okay, so March 4th, 2024, the Ides of March, which is the 5th, right? Is the Ides of March the 5th? I think. Jury selection is going to begin. Oh my God, this is so exciting. She's watching carefully. Let me just make sure. There was nothing else. Okay, fine. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can find us something else. Hold on now. Oh wait, is that no? It's not doing anything. Okay, let's just watch.
I see those comments scrolling, and I can pluck it out, and we can put it up live. But if you just put in all capital letters, take my question, will it hit Tampa? I don't even think I even.
Wait, what is that? So, wait, what do you say?
Use our hashtag system.
15th-ish, right? Yeah, you're right. It's the 15th. Okay. For some reason, I don't know why I thought it was March 5th.
Hashtags, and you'll be. But also,
but you know,
hashtags. We know. Look,
maybe jury selection takes 2 weeks, and the trial actually starts on the Ides of March.
We're trying to get to as many as we can.
Oh my God, is it a business day? Wait, I gotta see if it's a business day. Hold on. Is it a business day? Is it?
More hashtag comments are going to come in.
March?
It's more difficult to get to all those comments, but we're going to do our very best to get to as many of them as possible. Chelsea talks a lot. She's one of our YouTube moderators. And Chelsea, please don't make fun of me because I might butcher the
It's
name
a Friday.
It says hashtag KJB. I've got elderly in-laws in a 100-year-old house in
Thank God it's
Moultrie,
Friday.
Georgia. I'm gonna look this up.
So yeah, I am too.
Thank God it's Friday. I think the trial should start on March 15th. Like the testimony, you know what I mean? Like opening statement should be on March 15th.
Looking.
Oh, I see that right there.
Isn't that a great idea?
You know, by the time it makes its way, so let's go
Word
back
of
to
the day. Wait, okay, so
this
sorry.
is
Let me
really
get caught up. I'm so sorry. You guys are amazing.
To the
northeast. Oh boy, I'm really behind.
Moultrie, Georgia.
Oh my God, I'm so behind. Oh Jesus Christ.
But I would say.
There's so many good quotes. Wait, I gotta go over the chat because this is great. The justices would be great. Okay, so we did that. All right, that's good. Okay, that's fine. Me too. All the jokes.
You're gonna be on the west side of the storm.
Good thing he filmed and recorded all of his crimes and then doubled down on talking about them. Yeah, absolutely.
Storm force wind.
Hi, Spot Man. Hi, David. Our beautiful David is home from the hospital. Just saying, sending him a lot of love.
Questions coming in that are
remember Meadows' creationist dinosaur fossil dig scandal? I think I do remember that, Max.
Out of Tampa, TPA,
I think I do remember
on
that.
Wednesday morning.
Oh, the article. Oh God, I'm so sorry, gal.
Look,
after all that, I fucked. I fucked it, didn't I? I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot.
A 6 a.m. flight and an 11.
I don't know what to do.
Right?
Let's see. Lolo, I just sent you a link for MTN that Ben Mizell just posted moments ago. Okay, sorry. Curtis, you guys are the best. No idea when or if we'll see SNL again, but they need to retire that cringe.
Tuesday. So tonight at midnight.
Bonnie on fire. Notice that Stephen Miller is way under the radar with the indictments. Bet he's been running his mouth up and down the Atlantic Seaboard. I think he probably has. Think about all the people who haven't been mentioned yet, like Navarro and other people. I mean, Navarro has his own stuff, but there's a lot of people yet to be talked about
here in the stream center. By the way, quick pickles check. Pickles.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in her bed. That's
I
a
was
fair
surprised
play.
last
Yeah,
night,
so there's
Gal,
Pickles on stream,
hearing
and,
Stacey Burke talk
but
about
Rebecca,
Garrett
who's
Ziegler.
seated right next to
What is
Pickles,
this? Oh, it's
was
a
just
dog.
informing us that
Garrett Ziegler.
TPA
I thought
is going
that
to be
was really
closing at
interesting.
midnight tonight, and will not be reopening
I didn't
until
know he was
Thursday
involved in
morning
that
as of
part of
now.
it. So I'm
to
delighted
answer
to
this
hear it,
question
frankly,
again from
because if he
Mike
is, that
Lester,
means we have a chance of
yeah, I have a flight out of
yoinking
Tampa on
him.
Wednesday morning. Should I rebook?
And that
You might not
feels
have to
mighty
rebook. It
good.
might just be canceled.
So
Mike.
yeah, I
so
think that's
there
wonderful.
might be some emails coming your way about your
Let's see.
flight,
Okay.
getting
Let's see. The appeals
rescheduled.
to move their
Let's
cases
go over
are
to.
a
I love the
wall. Yeah,
comments
it's total.
that we get
Yeah.
with great usernames on YouTube
State
Live.
versus
Maria,
an election.
Maria,
I know they
Maria,
are all
Maria.
big. I
like
know
that.
Leslie
Yeah,
Jones
exclamation
is
point.
Is it
so
Carlos Santana
funny.
song?
Right,
Maria,
right.
Maria.
I
Hey
just
JB,
love
my
her so
daughter goes
much.
to FSU in
Leslie would
Cali.
need to be.
Should
Yeah,
she?
but she could do
Should she
that. She
evacuate?
goes
Well,
on.
I'm
I
sure
don't watch the
FSU
show.
is going to implement something for
They
their students
committed
to say,
federal
hey, you know
crimes
what,
too,
school's
right?
closed. Everyone
If they
out of the
wait long enough,
dorms,
they'll get there.
evacuate.
Yeah, they could
I would
eventually
say,
be
you
tried in
know,
federal court too.
boy, it's going to be a
Isn't that double
strong,
indemnity?
strong hurricane when it
It's
gets really
Bonnie.
close
Yeah,
to
it's Bonnie.
Tallahassee,
I
and
must
it
remember
may
this.
move
I
right
remember when we
through
had to
FSU.
practice spelling bee.
So
I
if
don't
it were
remember
me,
having
I
to
would say sure,
practice it, but I understand.
but I'm
I
sure that the
understand what you
school. I don't know about you, JB,
totally
if you
agree.
know
Leslie Jones. I
anything
know
about
Adriana. She would
what
be amazing.
FSU,
Oh,
if any
Adriana, don't
statements
forget
have
to
come
hit
out
the
from them
like.
yet. But they
My
should say
change is
something
right.
like, "Hey, we're closing Tuesday,
Trump is a
Wednesday,
dead man walking.
Thursday.
Yes, thank
Everyone
you.
out of the
Thank you
dorms."
very much,
Yeah, and we
Steve.
have
That's
that
so true.
information on
Trump should be
WSLA.com.
waiting
I'm
in
just gonna try to bring it
Georgia
up,
state prison right now.
really
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. Well, you know, it could happen.
And I don't.
Nothing's off the table, I feel like.
Tropical storm Idalia,
You've
Florida
got some
State
very
closely
strong,
monitoring the
they
developments
happen
of
to be
Tropical Storm
women, but
Idalia
you've
with
got some
appropriate
strong
action
women
should
handling
conditions
this.
warrant.
And I don't think
Currently,
they're
the
fucking
university is
around.
open and fully operational.
Let's see. Here we
classes
go. The
are
elephant in the
going
room
on
is
as
check in
scheduled
once
on
and
this
knows
Monday,
this needs to
August
be
28th,
tried before people vote.
2023.
Yeah.
So they are
Yeah.
basically saying we're going
It's
to
so
kind of
booked.
monitor the system.
Yeah.
And if we need to act,
El
we're gonna act.
Sarmento. Hi,
And I
El.
think they
How
will
are
soon,
you?
actually.
Yeah, so that
He's no different
most
than any
recent
American. Well,
update
he's
came
treated
out
totally different.
at, actually, they did update
That's
the
right.
timestamp here. That is
Let's
current
see.
as of
Mark
1 hour
Meadows
ago.
has
So
zero
right now,
family
FSU
wife.
is fully open and
Wait, what?
fully operational.
Wait,
let's
what?
see here.
Mark Meadows' wife has zero family history. No name
Let's
for
go
father, mother only, known
to
as homemaker.
Dragon.
Really? Where's she from?
Dragon's
Is
got
she
this
from
question. Hashtag AJB. You
Russia
guys
or
said
something?
a few miles
I mean, I'm
inland
just
off the
guessing.
coast should evacuate. Does that apply
Let's see.
to the
Here we
Bay as
go.
well?
I
So
think
it's a
I
good point
agree.
of
He's given
clarification here
so
for
much
Dragon.
leeway. Yeah, it
especially
is
if you
ridiculous.
live on the
I think
northeast
rogue
to
people,
north
not
side of the bay,
100%
where the wind is really
who,
going to
but
be
some
pushed
RNC
into,
are trying to say.
then yeah,
I
if
think
you
rogue
live close
people,
to there,
not
I mean, we're
100%
talking about
who,
5 to 7
some
foot
RNC are trying
storm
to say that they
surge,
want it
even
before
in
too.
Tampa Bay
They know they have to
itself.
cut.
And with the wind
Here's the
coming in
thing,
from the south,
Rip.
again, it's going to be
That is
pushed to the
fucking
north
absolutely
and
spot on.
northeast of
They are
in
so
Tampa Bay. So if
determined
you live
to
anywhere, you know, within a mile or so, you
whitewash
definitely could
this
be
whole, or
inundated with
you know,
water.
whatever,
So that's up to
wash
you.
over this
I would
entire
evacuate if it were
stain,
me.
and
I
they
don't
don't
think there's
have
any
the
mandatory
fucking
evacuations yet
balls
around Tampa Bay,
to
but
do
if
it.
it were me, I would evacuate.
They
Yeah,
don't have
I
the
think
fucking
it's
balls
worth
to
pointing
do it.
out here that
And so they're
again,
relying on the
local
justice
officials are gonna
system
point
to
you
do
in the
their
right
dirty
direction.
work. It's really
And also too,
disgusting.
folks,
Thank you
if
for
you're
bringing
joining us
that
from
up.
outside the coverage area and you're not as
I think
well
it's a
in
long
tune with
chess
local
move.
officials
Yeah, when
because
he
you only
finally does
spend,
go to
let's say, a
prison,
few
it will
months
be
out of the
clear that the
year
prosecutors
down
really
here with us
didn't
in Florida,
like the
you're
notion
going to
of
really
putting
want
it
to pay
there. Yeah,
attention
I agree
to
with you, Nancy.
WSLA.com.
I think
It's just going to have a
so.
lot of really
I really
helpful
do.
information. And a lot of it will
They
be county by county, so
defunded
it's
old
really important
man
to
Bush
continuously
re-election
remind people of
over
that. Our stream audience is a
Neil
revolving
Bush
door,
and
folks. You
SNL
ask, my
scandal,
goodness, why does
savings and loan
JB
scandal that made
repeat
Neil
himself
Bush disappear
over
from
and
the
over and
news.
over again and say
I
these things?
remember
I've heard it
that.
like 50 times
I
already.
remember that
It's
that
because
savings and
we have
loan
numbers
scandal.
that show us
Trump
that a
can
lot of
run
people
as an
will come, they'll
independent.
hang
That
out
would
with us for
actually be
5,
really
10,
great.
15 minutes, and then they'll, you know, do something else.
Yeah, actually, I guess, because the independents are probably
grocery
not
store
gonna,
or pick up
well,
their kids
you
from
know what,
school.
actually, easily, that could really
We're always
backfire, because
engaging
you
a
know how
new
someone
audience
like the
here. So
libertarians are
that's
like,
why we are constantly having
we
to
like
repeat ourselves.
authoritarianism.
So, hopefully the people that stay with us for a long period of
So
time
I have a feeling
understand
that would backfire.
M
I don't know.
Gun. Am I saying that right, Eric? You
might.
think that's how that's pronounced? M Gun?
Or they
McGun.
will
McGun.
go all in on a
M
Palin
Gun. Hashtag
McCain
AJB
type.
and Eric. Should I put up
It
my
might,
shutters
yeah, they
in
could do something like
Apollo
that.
Beach?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Apollo Beach
I don't
definitely
know. I think that
under a hurricane warning right
I
now.
actually
I mean,
think that
I'd rather
Tim
be safe
Scott's
than
going to
sorry
rise
and
up
put
in
the
the
shutters up, definitely.
field.
And when it comes You know, it's not just
I
in the
do.
streaming
I think
audience;
he's
it's
gonna
also the television audience.
he's
That's
gonna
why
be the
we have so many weather hits per hour, because
the
there's going to be
person that
people that
steps
watch the
forward.
first
That's
weather
my
hit, and then other
very,
people that come
very
in and
hot
watch the
take.
second weather hit. So it
Just
goes
a
the
hot
same way here, right, JB?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Sean
word
is
of the
asking this
day,
next question. It's right
rumor.
on cue. Sean wants to know, when is the next NOAA update?
Trump
How
isn't going to
long
prison
until the next
alone.
information? Can you
Trump
review
is not
for us,
going
Eric?
to prison
You know,
alone.
when?
That is
Here's
true.
the thing that makes this difficult for
That
us,
is very
right?
true.
I'm
That
actually
is very
glad
true.
that Sean
Their
is
funding
asking the
mechanisms are
question,
broken, and a lot
because
is going
we're
to
used to, in our
defense.
industry,
Much of
getting the advisories
much is
dropped
under
at 11
scrutiny. Yep, that's going to
to
happen too. Oligarch
5 and
task
8.
force.
11
Oh,
to 5
right.
and
I
8.
forgot about that.
Starting
Oligarch
at,
task
I'm going
force
through that in my
tends
head
to
because
affect
that
you
was
when
our coverage
RU is
plan for
pouring
today. We
or
started at 11. We'll
$500,000
get
on
another
candidates here
updated
and there.
2,
Yeah.
another updated 5, and then an
DOJ,
updated
Jack
8.
Smith
And
was
that's AM
smart to
and
make
PM,
Trump the
those
only
numbers.
defendant. Yeah, I agree
So
with that.
every, I think, 4 hours. So
The NRA
the
just
next
had
one
to move
is
on.
technically
Yep,
coming out at 2 o'clock
this is true.
Eastern, which is
This is
an
true.
hour and
This is
56,
true.
55 minutes from now.
The
But Eric,
finance.
the
Wait,
National
what
Hurricane
is this?
Center,
The
I feel
finance.
like
Yeah.
more
Oh my
in
God, Family
recent
Research
years
Council.
have been more
Fucking,
prone to
there's
just
so
kind
many.
of say, all right, we're not going to wait for that
Is that the one
advisory.
that
We're just
acts
going to
like a
drop a
church, but
special
they have no
advisory
church?
right
I
now.
just read that
And just
article.
all of a sudden, is that true? Are they
DeSantis.
dropping
Oh
more
yes,
special
Ides of
advisories
March.
in years past?
DeSantis belongs
Maybe,
in some
but
type of
you know, they
cave
will drop an
and
advisory if there's
exhibit.
a
I
hurricane
know.
hunter
I know.
right
He's
now
ridiculous.
in the storm,
Dude has
and
enjoyed
they
enough
find hurricane force wind.
comparisons to Caesar.
Then they will
That's a good
drop what we
point.
call an intermediate
Yeah,
advisory
I
anytime.
yeah, you're
Could
right.
be now, could be a half hour from now, an hour. That will say, oh,
Although this would be
Idalia
the
is now
business
a
end of
hurricane.
Caesar that he's
Also,
being
if
compared to. So
when
does that
Idalia
make
makes
it any better
landfall,
if it's like
they will drop an advisory
the bad
saying
part?
Idalia has made
I missed that
landfall
part.
as a Cat
Trial
X,
yeah,
hurricane
not
with
2056. That's
whatever wind. So unless there's some
sorry,
important update,
sorry.
it will be 11 to 5
Till
and 8,
there
so every
was
3 hours. But
blue.
the cone only updates at 11 and 5
I was
a.m. and
focused
p.m. So the
on
cone
the
is not going to
lights.
update at 2
You
o'clock, but
don't
it will
know
update at
what
5 o'clock. But the information will
begins
update at 2.
Yeah, so the info updates
when
too.
there
But
was
really, if you're looking for a new track,
love that
folks,
song.
we're going to be right here
Trump's
on the
arrest
screen,
photo looks
5
like
o'clock Eastern
Burt
tonight.
Campbell from Soap,
And that, of
especially when
course,
Burt
will
thought he
also
was
be a
invisible.
significant
Laugh
update.
every time I see it.
You know,
Sorry,
man, I'm
Burt.
going to try to look
If
this
you are
up
innocent, you
here
would
in the
want
stream
your
center
day in
right now.
court. I would think
Nikki
so.
Jernigan. Hashtag
Good
hey,
question.
JB.
Where is
Will
I
cruise
just
ship
heard about her the
not
other
go
day. Now I can't
due
remember
to tropical
what
storm
it
Idalia?
was.
And you know, it's funny.
Keeping him
I have
out
a
of
fun
jail
story
right
about this, and
now
I forget the
is
name of the storm. It was an
sacrificing
F storm.
immediate
But
gratification for
when I was a
safety
kid,
and
Eric, I was
long-term
maybe
optics.
was about
His
11
parishioners
on a
can't call him
cruise,
a
and
political
there
prisoner,
was
and some of them feel
a hurricane
cheated. Yeah.
that was churning in the
How
Gulf,
come we're in
and
prison and
we
not
had
him?
to.
Yeah,
The cruise
right.
ship had to divert
They
away
haven't gotten there yet.
from
Hurricane Tropical is
that
heading straight
storm,
for.
and
Oh,
people who
Steve,
and
come
actually it
on. Are they
extended our
okay?
cruise
Are
by
they
3 days.
prepared? Are
And
they
people are
safe?
your immediate thought is, oh wow, you got an extra
Yes, they are a hate group.
3 days on a
Okay.
cruise ship. That's
Yes,
amazing.
they are a hate
Wow,
group.
this is going back to
Family
the
Research
2000,
Council,
the 2000s.
Republicans hold
And I
their
was a kid.
voter
Or no, it might have
summit,
been the 90s. It was either
and
late
all
90s, early
the groups
2000s.
meet up. It
And you would think, my
runs
goodness,
as a
wow,
religious org. I
free
know, I heard,
cruise,
and
like,
then
or
but when
free
you call,
cruise
or
ship
there's some,
days
there was
added to
some
the end of
expose.
your
I don't
cruise.
know
That's
who wrote that.
amazing. You're
Maybe you
getting,
shared. You
you know,
probably
freaks.
shared.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's the
All of Caesar
supplies on
was
most
bad by
cruise ships
contemporary
are
standards. Yeah,
rationed
that's a good
for
point.
that
I just
cruise.
meant
So
the
if they're
business
on
end,
a
like the
food
part where
5-day
you get like
cruise,
when
7-day
Caesar gets
cruise,
like
they're carrying
turned on.
usually as
That's all.
much for that
That's the
and a
part.
little bit more.
Maybe
But when
playing the part of the
start
knife.
circling in the Gulf or circling,
March
you know,
4th, trial
away
date
from a
set by
storm,
Chuckin. Yes, hi
it's
butterflies.
not
How are
all
you?
that
Seriously, we
great
celebrate
when
the guy
they'll
who
send out
overthrew the
advisories on a
republic.
cruise ship telling you,
Right?
like, you know, please you do not use a lot of water or do not use
Check
you
Lisa
know, we're
Rubin.
gonna
Okay,
be
I will do
you
that.
know, they have to cut
So I
back
shouldn't call
on
him
a lot of
Orange
things.
Julius
It's not
anymore.
like this leisurely vacation experience, they have to take precautions in the event that they are going to be out at sea for an
You
extended
could probably
amount of
do
time.
that.
So
You could probably do
I
that.
haven't seen any cruise ship
I know
maps in the
someone
last
who
few hours.
did a
I haven't
little
checked
on
that yet,
them
but
and
these
Penn's
cruise ships that are out there,
no, but there
you
was a
can't go through
recent
the Yucatan Channel right
story.
now. The Yucatan Channel is that area, folks, between
A recent
Cancun and
story.
Cuba, and that's not.
Oh, look at
You don't
that.
want to be
That's
in
just
that
terrible.
right now
Poor.
at all, Eric.
You can't go through the Florida Straits either,
right?
Because you got to go south before you can go east.
Remember
And
the
so
Rubicon.
any cruise ships that are on the West Coast Heck no, right? Miami, Cape Canaveral, in that area. I don't
All right,
know.
let me
I
find.
mean,
Wait,
I'm
Lisa
not sure
Rubin.
where
Hold on.
she's talking about, but on the West Coast from Tampa south, I mean, no, forget about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I should
cruise
look for
ships, look,
videos too. Hold on.
cruise ships
Lisa
are not
Rubin.
going to,
Oh,
leave
no.
port and set sail, so to speak. That's not the correct jargon, but they're not going to begin
Okay,
their
let's
journey
look at Lisa Rubin's. Okay,
in a
hold on.
situation that could
Guys,
be hazardous for crew and
guys,
passengers. And also, too, if it's an active cruise,
guys,
they're going to have to either.
Guys, be quiet. Oops. Shit. Oops. Shit. Okay. Share this tab instead. Okay, Lisa Rubin. Okay, wait, let's do this. All right, this is her latest. Reminding folks that Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg has a 3/25/24 trial date in his first to indictment hush money case. Already signaled his willingness to be flexible on his trial date. And so in July, she had reported, if and when another indictment or indictments come, we'll see what happens to the schedule. We have a firm trial date, but in matters like this, judges will confer and take a very broad lens on justice. Okay. Harry Litman. Harry Litman. Harry Litman. Harry Litman. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to the chat because I know Gal is, again, screaming at her computer saying, go to this one. Hi, Badger. Republicans for Accountability has a new ad in Georgia. Check it out. All right, hold on. Let's go ahead and do that. Republicans. Republicans for Accountability. Oops. 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 Wait. Whoa. What are you doing? Okay, hold on. Hold the phone, Joan. God damn you. You are very, very silly. Okay. Here we go. This is the ad for the Republicans from Accountability. Oops. Lolo, BioBreak, BRB. 15th is Ides of March. Thank you, Pepper. Republicans for, okay, so let's watch this ad. This is Republicans for Accountability. Thank you, Gal, for the tip off. Wait, where is it? Okay, there it is.
When Donald Trump was president, he thought it didn't matter how many laws and norms he broke. He thought it didn't matter how many lies he told the American people. And it seemed like he could get away with anything. And many of us even started saying,
nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters anymore. You can flout the law.
But this wasn't true. Because in America, the rule of law still matters. And that's why Donald Trump has been charged with 91 felonies in 4 separate cases for attempting to steal an election, falsifying business records, and mishandling classified information. We've seen what happens when people start believing nothing matters. That's why it doesn't matter that Donald Trump was president of the United States. It doesn't matter that he is currently running for the presidency. This is America. No one is above the law. That's why it matters that Donald Trump faces consequences for his actions.
Wow. Wow. That's a really good ad. That's a very good ad. I'm so curious. I really, it's, I think it's a really good point too, that this is so convenient for the Trump sycophants who used his lawlessness to advance their own gain, their own influence and money and whatever, right? And they played along with it up until, and many are still playing along with it. And they're going to use this legal journey as it gets worse and worse for him to just kind of gaslight us into thinking that, oh, yeah, that's terrible. Oh. And you know what? We can play all the clips we want of them supporting him, and there will still be a narrative about them being somehow distanced from the trouble. And that it's not that we should be like drawn up in that, because that's not really, like that's noise. That's not a signal, that's noise. At the same time, I just want us to be really like hold that in our minds. Happening now. It may be late August, but the courthouse in DC is jammed in the building today. Oh, yeah, Brandon Fellows. That's right. Yeah, I heard that. Hey, hi. Oh my God, you guys, I got new stuff. Hold on. I want to show you the new stuff I got. Oh, I wonder where it is, because I really fucked up my room. I wonder where they are. Oh God, I gotta find them. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera. Hold on. Just so I can like dig through this, because it's such a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. But I got new things, and I wanted to show you the new things that I got. And I'm really hoping. Oh, somehow I don't think it's there. Yeah. Where did they go? Oh, I'm gonna be so mad if I can't find them. Cat, whatever. Darn it. I am going to need a bigger boat. Who's texting me? Oh, I'm so mad. God, I just half-assed my room yesterday to get this fucking desk in here. Oh, wait. I think I found it. Oops. Dagnabbit. Okay, well, anyway, I have new toys, and I'll be sharing those new toys with all of you. But yeah, I don't have them out. I can't find them, so I'll find them. All right, are they out of the courthouse yet? Let me look and see what's happening with. Let me hide this. Okay, hold on. Let me see what's going on. All right. Today, on the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, we commit to continue walking towards our nation founding promise, reminding of how far we've come and where we need to go. This is Biden's ad. I love it. Trump truthed about rumors, but okay, that's the rumor thing. Nancy, this is showing on Facebook, by the way. Your dad could watch us on Facebook right now. We'll need to wait. Tomorrow, 4 days of Proud Boys seditious conspiracy. Sentencings begin. Ooh. Stop texting me. Hi, Black Bear. How are you? This bastard has taken up too many years of my life. Yep. We stepped in crap, and now we can't scrape it off. I know, right? Like it's stuck. But man, we are making progress. I'm sorry. I am not going to give up on this, because frankly, the women are really pushing it and making holding him accountable and treating him like any other citizen, which is important. And I think that's wonderful. So I'm going to remain hopeful that justice is on its way. Yeah. All right. Let's see if I can find anything else for us to check in on as we monitor what's happening with this little guy. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to put I would like to put the storm on the screen so that we can keep track of what's happening. Oops, that's not right. Wait, what? Yeah, so, okay. Okay, anyway. Okay, here we go. Rumors of stolen ballots are covfefe. Pepper this wins. This is a great one. This past, okay, yeah, I read that. Rumors of stolen ballots are covfefe. Let's see. Oh my God, what is this? Wait. Arraignment. Oh, here we go. Donald Trump's arraignment in Fulton County has been set for 9:30. This is what I thought, per the court docket. That's amazing. You go first, Mr. Trump. Yeah. Oh boy, that's going to be, I'm going to tell you right now, the bathrooms in that courthouse are going to be destroyed on that day. Destroyed. I would bring your own supplies and plan accordingly, because that's just crazy. Wow. Wow. I guess we'll see. I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of me over the next year. If you stick around. Wow. Oh, let's listen. Sorry. Let me get some sound on this.
Proper will get hurricane force winds, but those areas just to the north of that on its way toward Jacksonville, because by the time it gets to Jacksonville, it will have had time to weaken. But, you know, for Sumter County, places like that, just just north of Orlando, it could still have Category 1, 2 storm force winds.
Let's go to hashtags for you guys both. What should Sumter County expect right on the edge of the cone? David wants to know.
Same thing, right?
Right, exactly. Yep, same thing. I mean, storm surge on the West Coast, and the further inland you get, you're still that far north, you're still going to be getting a hurricane force wind. So
and flooding.
Prepare.
Yeah, that's because some power outages in the Sumter County area, not out of the question. Trees down, large limbs down that may bring down those power lines, that kind of thing. Because you're obviously far enough away from any coastline that you don't have to worry about surge, but 60, 70, 80 mile per hour winds over a 12-hour period can do some damage. You went, roof damage, things like that.
That's the thing. It moves
Sumter
so
County,
slow, Gal, right? That storms hit.
I'm really grateful this one comes in from Mariah, because no, we haven't answered this one before. How bad do you think it's going to affect Gainesville? And Gainesville, of course, folks, for those of you who don't know, particularly important because the University of Florida is there and classes are in session. So I know that there are parents out there, you guys, that really want to know what's going on with Gainesville. Gainesville is absolutely in this cone.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Lee knows Gainesville, right?
Yeah. I'm a Georgia grad.
Being a Georgia fan.
I have been to the swamp a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely hurricane force winds in Gainesville. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if later on today, and I'm surprised if not already, if the school isn't putting out a statement whether they're going to be closed, whether they want students to evacuate the dorms or whatnot. And if that message hasn't come out yet, it should come out in the coming hours.
I can't imagine that they're not working on it if it hasn't come out right now.
Yeah. Do I hear a hint of you being a little bit shy about your allegiances there?
So the full story is, of course, that when Georgia and Florida play, we play at a neutral site. So I haven't actually been to Gainesville for a football game. I have been to Gainesville and been to the Swamp when it wasn't a football game, because we meet at the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville every year.
All right. We're just talking now about
Gainesville is not a place I have been very often for a football game, but it's a lovely area.
Okay. So let's see. Hold on. So let me check the headlines. Headlines. News. The Twitter Explorer function is absolutely stupid and ridiculous. Absolutely stupid and ridiculous. Can I just say that? I am disappointed in you. Well, I'm woefully disappointed in you, shitter. But it's for more than just this. This pales in comparison. Let's see. Wait, what is this? When was this posted? 9:25. What time is it? Oh, okay. I want to share this. So I just saw this post. I don't know this person. So I'm following them. I guess I do know. Who are they? I can't even see that. Anyway, okay. Hi. I follow you. Anyway, Meadows this is 1 minute ago. Meadows testifying now. Oh, it's 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago. CNN coming back after commercial. Okay, wait, hold on. Line them up. Donald Trump will be arraigned on September 6th at 9:30 a.m. Are scheduled to appear. They will be asked to enter a plea. Please, Mr. Please, don't press B17. It was our song, it was his song, but it's over. Please, Mr. Please, if you know what I mean, I don't ever want to hear that song again. Yeah, it's a good song. A little weird, but it's good. Yeah, tax the billionaires in the churches. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the NGA is. National Government Association. Okay, so let's see what. Wait, I want to find. What am I doing? Oh, Kerry Washington went to see the vice president. That's cool. All right. Hold on. Let's go back to that so I can find something relevant. Let me see if there is anything. Okay, well, that's fine. Fine. If you don't have anything worthwhile to tell us, fine. That's for Sarasota. Oh, all traditional public schools. Oh, here we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wait, what? I need to catch up. All traditional public schools will be closed on Tuesday, August 29th and Wednesday, August 30th in order to function as evacuation centers. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Damn, I miss all of this. Boom. Now a Tom Selleck film in Gainesville. Just watch him die. That's not right. I think it was Gene Simmons. Wait, really? Gainesville? What movie was that? What movie are you talking about? I don't remember that. Biden on top of it. President Biden declared that an emergency exists in the state of Florida and ordered federal assistance to supplement state, tribal, and local response. Excellent. Excellent. And isn't it also true that the federal government did authorize assistance for Maui? Am I wrong about that? I thought that FEMA was implemented pretty quickly, but I did not keep up on that TikTok of that. Yeah. So, right. I'm sorry. We should be listening to them. They're more important.
A lot of people in our comment section asking about various universities and schools.
Schools are closed. I mean, I would just assume your schools are closed. Wouldn't you just assume that?
Information about their various universities.
Wouldn't you just assume that?
It's really important. So, rather than wait for us to answer your question,
it was. It wasn't
and we'll
set
have
in
information for you
Gainesville.
there
I
about
saw it in a
various
movie
universities and
theater.
schools
There.
across
Oh,
the state of Florida.
While
Let's we have a couple of
betting
interesting questions coming
happened
in. Let's start with on
adjacent
YouTube
hospital.
Live. Speaking the truth.
Sorry about that.
Hashtags for all of us, all three of us. What are the odds?
Yes,
of
thank
this
you,
turning into a
Gal.
hurricane
Gal is
warning in
keeping us up to date.
County. Yeah, Eric, if you could pull up the warnings and
Yeah.
watches, and let's examine this a little bit more, because if we look there at Polk County, it's an orange, and right now it's in a tropical storm warning.
My
Can you
brain is
explain
just
exactly
like.
why?
So,
I wanted to play for you
it's very
my
interesting because
soundboard to
tropical
see if
watches
it
and
works.
warnings are unlike severe
Oh, here
thunderstorm
we
watches
go.
and
Let's,
warnings. This is more of a timing aspect. So a watch means you could feel tropical storm force winds or hurricane winds within 48 hours. And then they move it to a warning when the timing gets closer. So it's not
watching two
a watch
properties.
like a severe
The
thunderstorm
one
watch
I'm
where all the
in and
ingredients
Mom's
are there,
property
and then
in
where a warning where
Marion.
one is actually occurring.
Adriana,
We know that
please
the
be
tropical
safe.
storm winds are going to occur. This is just letting us know the timing.
Right. And it's
I
somewhere
did hear.
within that county, right, Lee? So it doesn't mean the whole county, doesn't mean like Indian Lakes and Southeast Polk is guaranteed to
I
have
do
tropical storm
recall
force
the
warning
governor
or winds, but
this
somewhere in
morning
Polk County is likely to. Same thing
saying
with the
something
hurricane,
really stupid
strength as
about
well.
like he was
Ashley
he was
has
saying
this
he's not going
comment.
to
I wanna
issue
get
a
this
state
comment in
level
real quick and get this up on
evacuation
screen.
order.
How is Tampa Heights and Seminole Heights
He
area
was
close
relying
to
on
the
local
downtown and
jurisdictions to
Ybor,
do
but
that.
higher elevation? Florida's
So
pretty flat. So when you're talking about higher elevation,
5 feet.
Unless
I hope that evacuations are planned the way they need to
on
be
the higher side.
Yeah,
or
but
executed the way they need to be
and not to
executed.
say that you're wrong, Ash, everything's relative, right? So
Parallel
you're talking about a
discourse
higher elevation, but
should also
also
note and thank
I
Gal
want to make
for
sure that we're all on the same
Colonel
page here, because we have had
interlineated with
folks, and I'm not saying you're
my
one of those people, Ashley, not
chaps.
saying this, but please allow me to just make my point. We have a lot of people that have joined us from the Northeast. And people that have joined us from the Midwest, people that have moved down here to Florida in recent years, who
The wheat chaff.
might get
Always
a
like that
little
word.
bit mixed up.
Always
when it
thought, well,
comes
that's a
to,
very descriptive word.
The topography.
Extraordinarily
Florida. So
descriptive.
again, back
Okay,
to the
wait. I
question.
want to play some of these.
I'm not saying
I
this
have
about you
sound
specifically, Ashley,
effects,
but
and I want to see if they
to
work.
answer your question,
No
how
one
Tampa
is in
Heights
the
and
Marion
Seminole Heights
County
area,
properly.
close to downtown and
Property
Ybor, but higher
on.
elevation? What do we say?
As we
So,
finally got
Eric
the
pulled up the map
spotters
here.
out
So
after
in
2
Tampa
years
Bay,
in
the
court.
water
Oh my
itself can
God.
be high. So if
Still
you are in an
waiting
area
for
close
deed
to
that
the
was
water,
forged to be
you
returned
might,
to me.
if you have a
Oh,
beautiful
to my mom's name.
bay view from your
Wow,
house, you may
Adriana,
be
that
a
is
little more
so
concerned about
fucking
the water
terrible.
inching toward your back door or
People
your front
can be
door.
awful. Oh,
But
I'm
if you're
really
not,
sorry about that.
5, 6, 7,
I'm really sorry.
10 feet from
I'm
the
so
water,
glad that
you're pretty
you're going to
good
get
up
some
in the Ybor City because the rivers aren't
resolution.
going to flood.
Right. I mean,
Fucked up.
and
People
again,
are
you see the
fucked up.
direction. It's coming from the southwest and
People are
northeast.
really
So if you live in the south part of the bay, even if you're
All right,
close,
let
you're
me
not
play
going to be
some of
seeing
these
that
for you.
water,
Hold on.
into
First of all, for
inundating your house.
trivia,
But once
wait,
we get
I'm
to
going to turn.
downtown Tampa,
I'm
think
sorry.
Ybor
I'm
City
going
is
to turn.
far enough away. But
I know you're gonna
anywhere along.
That's just right. That's where I'm at right now. Okay, ready? This is for the game. Like if you get a right answer, did you hear that? Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? And that's when you get a wrong answer. Yes, the mess we're cleaning it up is horrible. I can only imagine, Adriana. I can only imagine. Do you have those, they have those deep cleaners that come in and help? Maybe. Oh, you did hear it? Okay. There. You got the right answer. Nope, got the right answer. And then this one. Here we go. Here we go. Or you're going to do that for each answer in Oh, lol, you're going to do that. No, not necessarily. I guess I'm not going to do that now. And this one. It's a long one. Okay, wait. And then this one isn't that good. Shibboleth. Yep. That's right, Max. That's right. You called it. Sent you something with strong message from the Lincoln Project in 2020, and Lincoln Project is now doing an updated version for the 2024 election. Democracy has more support than I believe some people realize. I agree with that because I feel like no one really does realize how much support this has. The Pope just said American conservatives have traded religion for ideology. Whoa. Ooh, getting spicy. Pope Frank getting spicy. Good for him. Hi, Max and Gazelle. Yeah, Gazelle, you want to hear me try? Wait, okay, I have other ones too. Wait, here. Here we go. Did you hear that one? That one's not so good. Here we go. It's a long one. And then, wait, Adriana, hopefully in the future we can afford something like that. Right now it's been the four of us cleaning. Oh, just my help hub and bro because I told my mom to stay home. Yeah. Oh, Gazelle is always wrong. It's always wrong. Anything at her age like that in the heat, I know, and probably with if there's any mold or dust or anything, you guys have to be careful. I mean, you know that, so I'm not going to tell you. That's like, ouch. No, okay, it's not always wrong. And I mean, as evidenced by the fact that you probably have received points for it in the past. So it's not always wrong. All right. I was just reacting. I want to see if any of these. Oh, wait, this one's a good one. Oh, and then I have a magic 8-ball, but I don't know if it works. It just tells me what it is. I have to figure out how to put it on the stream, I guess. I don't really know. And then what's this? This also, I don't know. Yeah, you're wearing masks. Good. I guess this doesn't do anything. Oh, does this do something? Oh, does this do something? Oh, I don't know what this does. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what those do. That's all. That's all I have. That's all I have. Where's my, oh, I don't have clapping. I don't have applause. I'll do that. All right, that's enough of that. Anyway, that's something that I'm able to hook up now that I have my desk. I've had that thing forever and I've just never been able to use it because I haven't had the right like power setup. So I finally figured out how to do it. I eventually do everything, but I don't do it fast. Okay, wait, you sent me something, Curtis. I'm going to look and see what is going on and where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Watch it on YouTube. Watch it on YouTube. There. Okay, here we go. There we go. This is the Lincoln from 2020, Curtis, and they're going to update it, you said? I don't know why I'm yelling.
The world is a very angry place if you look all over the world.
Let's ride for 45! There's no amount of sycophancy that will be enough for this man.
Your family will not be safe.
It can only be my personality, that's all.
The news division didn't used to have to make a profit. Then that changed.
All those people in the back are fake news.
You are the enemy of the people.
It's really hard to come out and say I'm a Republican because immediately they think that you're hateful.
But we're not the suckers anymore.
We should have never gotten in bed with the Republican Party.
I am the chosen one.
Most politicians right now react on fear, not on courage.
Very fine people on both sides.
You're fucking over. Your America's gone, motherfucker.
say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say.
The only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged.
He knows that's what it takes to raise an army of patriots who love America and will protect her.
You won't be safe in Joe Biden's America.
I'm a Republican, but I call myself a Trumpican.
Our way of life will be preserved and maintained. So help us God. Guns up!
This can't be our country. This is not our country.
Alleged plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
We are not one another's enemy. This virus is our enemy.
No religion, no anything. Hurt the Bible, hurt God.
Will you shut up, man?
Biden raped his daughter. Biden raped.
Election day in America. It is here.
Former Vice President Joe Biden will win.
This is an embarrassment to our country.
2020 election was the most secure in U.S. history.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win.
You all knew it was coming. You could have set your watches to it.
A number of House members plan to object.
The final certification of Joe Biden's victory.
Leaders of Congress are misleading people daily in this by not pushing back.
President Trump's baseless claims of fraud are fueling his supporters.
That's why Republican silence is so deafening right now.
Careful what you wish.
We will not take it anymore. You can feel the rage and the madness. Let's have trial by combat. It's election. We can take that place.
We're seeing protesters overcome.
What you can do with it when you take it?
Terrorists.
An example needs to be made.
They tried to disrupt this country's democracy.
Trump and I, we've had a hell of a journey. I hate it being this way.
Careful what you wish for.
Donald J. Trump ain't going anywhere.
We have the Republican Party.
Oh, this is very good. Curtis, this is very good. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. That's incredible. I can't believe it. I can't believe what we're having to go through in order to have like just a normal life. Yeah, that was really good. That was good. You're right, Black Bear. I mean, I can't stand Rick Wilson and I can't stand Steve Schmidt and I like Tara, what's her name, but I don't like the rest of them. And I guess, no, those other guys are the Bulwark. Oh yeah, she's Lincoln Project. Anyway, I like her, but yeah, for real, really. Working hard like everyone else. Oh. Yeah, I'm just really, I have to check up on the Peter Navarro thing and see what happened with Peter Navarro. And here's what I want to do. Okay, so tomorrow I have a big meeting in the morning. I don't think I'm going to go live tomorrow, although I really would like to, but I don't think I'm going to be in a good headspace to do it. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. But what I want to do is kind of summarize the Whitmer kidnapping trial, and maybe we can catch up with that and catch up with that trial and watch a little bit while we're waiting for things to happen, because I would like to understand a little more of that case as well. So I think I'll try and do that. But I do have a big meeting tomorrow morning and I know I won't be able to stream. So anyway, we'll see. I don't know. You never know. Not sure about Spaces this week. I think Pam is still moving, but Spaces will happen. So I'm sure I'll be on Spaces. But Peter's contempt trial coming up. Yes. And he was supposed to have an evidentiary hearing today. I think it got moved. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. But we need to stop the foreign money from influencing politicians. I agree with that, Jim. I mean, I think, and I really, really, really believe that that's an issue, like Gal has said, and I want to give her credit for bringing it up. I really do feel like that's an issue that left and right can agree on. So I have a Trumper friend that tested positive for COVID and still flew to her family reunion. Who does that? People who have been convinced that it's the flu. That's who does that. People who are convinced that this is the flu. So, all right. Well, and so what I'll do is I will prepare, but I really do want to do a Whitmer like trial summary and like see if we can get caught up on that and understand what's going on there. And then there's obviously going to be a ton of stuff to go over. I'll definitely have a midweek trash heap. And yeah, so definitely Wednesday, if not tomorrow. 420. Wait, here we go. Hurricane warnings are in effect for Citrus, Dixie, Coastal Franklin, Hernando, Hillsborough, Coastal Jefferson, Lafayette, Levy, Madison, Manatee, Pasco, Pinellas, Sumter, and Taylor. Oh, wow. And coastal Wakulla counties, 14 counties under tropical storm warnings. You can't break HIPAA. I understand. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna prepare my shit, and I'm glad she doesn't live anywhere around here. Oh my gosh, I'm dealing with all this elderly, right? You've got elderly and babies. Yes, you've got everything. Just decided to skip a family wedding first week of October, not willing to take risk of contracting virus. Here's the thing, Max. Everyone is, hey, none of these are AI movies. I don't think so. Max, everyone, there are a lot of people here wearing masks. So I have to catch up on This Week in Virology to see what their latest on the, what is the new variant called? Eris? What is it called? You know, I think. What's the new variant called? Aries? Resistance? Ryan Hall, y'all, is where you'll find the best real-time hurricane. Yes, we've got a lot of good ones, Curtis. We have a lot of good ones. Monday, tropical tidbits. Video update on tropical. Yuck. I'm sorry. T.Y. Gallant. Surprise Marion isn't in that yet. Yeah, Marion wasn't mentioned. Might have been a story about an heiress. Or an heiress, you know. She's an heiress. She got lots of money when her uncle died because she's an heiress. She lives in the east side of London and she's an heiress. All right. You haven't found consistent correlation across press accounts of COVID stuff. I haven't either. Which is why I want to look at This Week in Virology and see what they're saying, because I feel like they thank you for giving us that source. Love you too, gal. Stay safe, Florida and Georgia and South Carolina. Stay safe. Really, I'm really sorry. This fucking sucks. We have nothing, you know, like the hurricane here was dumb. I mean, not dumb for people in like Palm Springs because that was terrible flooding, but for LA, it was kind of dumb. I am done with AI. I don't like AI. I don't like the AI. I'm just waiting for the next version and just like, I can't. All the pictures are starting to look the same to me. Do you guys notice that? All the AI pictures are starting to look the same. And I heard whatever. Probably Friday appearance of Dr. Goldman. Oh, right. It is Fridays, isn't it? I'm going to check past though, because I'm sure they've talked about this new variant. I mean, I know they have. I just haven't seen the episode, so I just need to find it. But, and then I was also watching a random live stream from Tokyo, and everybody was wearing a mask. Everybody was wearing a mask. So, yeah. Everybody was wearing a mask. So be careful. But bing, 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 beep, beep. So so hard to usefully scan. Yeah, I know. But I'll find something on it, because I really want to get up to date on what's going on, because I just noticed more masks, and I think that we should be masking up when we're outdoors or out in public. So that's my PSA. Anyway, okay, I'm going to go. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming to my stream in my slightly new studio, which is really just my room. And I'm going to put some stuff on the walls. And I'm going to, what else am I going to do? I'm going to put some stuff on the walls, and I'll probably stream that, because that would be fun. Because then you guys can tell me if things are straight or not. Method to my madness. So I'm going to do that. And maybe I'll do that tomorrow afternoon. That might be a nice kind of like come down activity. And then I don't know, I forgot, but it doesn't matter. All right. Anyway, thank you so much. I love you guys, and thank you so much for like all the support you've been giving me, and I really do appreciate it. It really, really means a lot to me. So where I live, literally the only mask. Max, I know you, I think of you all the time when all this shit comes up about like precautions we're going to have to take, and you know, just the chudliness of what you've described around you is like incredible. I know. I think we have to. Yeah. Yeah. Bye, Jim. Yeah, peace, everyone. That's right. Bye, everyone. Oh, thank you. Enjoy your day too, Curtis. I'm home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Enjoy it. Enjoy that very much. Hey, Rogue, you're welcome. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Bye. Sorry we didn't get to see Mark Meadows sweat.